Cooper, Casey and Cody Cooper. London has been involved for 12 years. He plans on attending college, but has not decided on a major. In the weight room. Number 8, AJ Frederickson and Heather and Kurt Frederickson.
Are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game Night, and welcome to Hamilton. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. A special one tonight on the West Shore Game of the Week for a couple of reasons. First off, as many of you know, Chandler and I, we are Hamilton graduates. It's been a couple years since we were last year, but we're certainly excited to bring what also is going to be a really interesting game. You look at this one, Chandler, 1-5 record for Spring Lake, 4-2 for Hamilton. But you look at the systems, you look at the players, you look at the history between these two. This is a matchup that is a lot better than what the paper alone may say.
Yeah, for sure. I think the record's very different for these two teams. Hamilton, a chance to clinch a playoff spot with a win here tonight. Spring Lake, not so much. It's been a rough season, but they've won the last 3 matchups in this one against this team. There's been some really close games in there as well, mixed in with the same offense for the most part for both of these two teams.
And we'll have a lot of that to get to as well. It is an interesting game, and that's a big point. Hamilton, in all likelihood, can clinch a playoff spot if they win this one tonight, so it certainly is a big one on the Hawkeyes senior night. A lot to get to here on our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got a special guest on the pregame show. He plays football. He also broadcasts for Hamilton, and with us, Hamilton senior Aiden Lynch joins the program on the other side of this.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Granville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com. right, welcome back, everyone, to Game Night. Special guest here, and a voice that you've heard before on MGN, and he's going to be giving us some insight in a couple of different ways, both on and off the field, some of what he's got going on. Aiden Lynch, he's a senior at Hamilton. He's a football player, but also, of course, we know of him as a broadcaster on MGN. So first off, Aiden, how are you doing tonight, and thanks for your time.
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing good, thanks. And I mean, we were kind of joking earlier in the show, Chandler and I were of, no pressure on you, but, of these interviews, I don't think we've ever had a player that also is, a broadcaster and has been on our network before. So, certainly looking forward to having you on. And obviously, we're looking forward. This is the first time Chandler and I have been back to do a game at Hamilton since we graduated, just a year or two ago, right? But we're going to start on the field because this is an interesting group that you guys have this year going into senior night, because you guys lost a lot of key pieces, like Ben Boehm, of course, at running back. And I think, it was probably not a team that people saw as one, or a lot of people from the outside saw as a team that was going to be making a big playoff push, being a 5 or 6 plus win team. But you guys have been just that, and are in position to probably put yourselves in the playoffs with a win this week. So, for you as a guy that's been on this team for 3 years now up on the varsity level, what about this team you think has rallied together and worked together so well to get to this point and be as successful as you guys have this season?
Yeah, no, I think the fact that we've been together for so long, we've done so much together. We have 20-plus seniors this year, which is a huge group of seniors. We haven't really seen that much in the past. And I remember back to freshman year when we went undefeated as a freshman team. Obviously, that didn't mean much, but we were excited to see what we could do and how we could grow. Yeah, we lost a lot of key pieces, Ben Boehm, Justin McElwain, stuff like that. But I think with those losses, we gained in other areas. We found guys that can do a range and a variety of things, and we think that with the key pieces we have and the amount of talent we have and the variety of people to choose from for different situations, that really gives us an advantage, especially as a group of seniors who we've all worked together a lot, but we've also worked together a lot with the lower level. So integrating that together has been a key piece in being together and getting this team going.
You could tell he does color, folks, with that kind of answer you got there. Like I said, I knew this was going to be a fun interview for sure. Breaking things down, you mentioned guys that can play all over the place and that are very versatile. Well, you guys defensively, yes, too, because you kind of will change some fronts and stuff. But offensively, this team has one of the most unique offensive setups I've ever seen, because you guys are very multiple. But not multiple just in the sense of, running some I form, running some shotgun here and there. You guys will run some flex bone, and then you'll break out of that, and you'll run some spread stuff off of it, too. Tell us a little bit about that, because like you said, you guys have to be very, very multiple and fit into different roles and really bring two completely separate offensive concepts together based on what's working.
Yeah, and that's another great point is we have a very smart and well-developed team. In the past, I feel like we've lacked it up in the head a little bit per se, but being smart and being able to know how to do all those things, we run a lot of plays and a lot of different formations, and that really throws off the defense. It's hard for a defense to be good against every single formation, and once we find the formation that's really working for us, until they make that adjustment, we're going to use that formation. So having multiple different bullets per se to be able to fire and having that ammunition ready to go and having different aspects and key aspects of the game ready is really huge and beneficial for us to throw off the defense and try to get stuff that maybe they haven't seen before, or, hey, this wasn't in film, we don't know what to do, right? And so lining up in those fronts really are key and beneficial for us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we described the offense, if anyone's played college football 25, if you fire up the Army offense playbook on there, how you have a little bit of shotgun, a little bit of the flex bone, like, it certainly is fun. And then, defensively, too, being able to shift the fronts. And it all comes back to Coach Cope. So this is his, I think, 6th year. And Hamilton's a program that, traditionally is not a place that has had a massive amount of football success. Obviously I know that going back to when I was in school, I think we won 2 games. My 2 years I would have, was a junior and a senior total. So he had quite the build to do and has done just that and building, like you said, a veteran core here. Tell us about playing for Coach Copes, what he brings to the table, what he's instilled into this football team.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest thing was he came from a team down in Indiana, and he had won the state championship with that team. So getting a coach like that to begin with really helps. But also, he has Hamilton roots. He graduated from Hamilton. He played for Hamilton football. So that was another big thing for us. I think, obviously, with any new coach, you're probably going to start off rocky, right? Your first year, you're going to try to change things up. You're going to try to get your team onto a path that's a winning path. And so it took a little while, but I think we're now finally seeing it where Coach Copes is getting everyone into the groove of things, getting people unified and together, and he really, really runs the program well. He doesn't run just the varsity program. He runs varsity, JV, freshman, and he really helps out a ton with 8th grade, 7th grade, and Rocket football, and a lot of being involved with that, trying to get these players ready for when they come to their varsity year. I think that helps a lot because when we saw Coach Copes around in our 7th grade and 8th grade years, like, we kind of felt a little bit of a connection and, hey, this is what we're going into. And him getting the middle school levels to try to run the same exact stuff that we run here up at varsity. Obviously, we run more complicated stuff. That's been really huge. So we see it as they come up more that, we're going to start winning more and we feel more together. And I think he has brought a ton to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And this game, Spring Lake, so a couple faceted question here. One, senior night, that emotional aspect, but also you're going up against a really well-coached team. Coach Mallory of, running some of the same stuff offensively out of the flex bone triple option as you guys. Physical team identity over there, some good players as well. Tell us some of the things you're looking for in this game, because I think we're looking for a really physical, and they may be 1-5, but I think this is a really, really solid matchup, and they're better than that record shows.
Well, yeah, and I totally agree. And that 1-5, it's kind of a little weird for us, right? Because they held their own against South Christian. South Christian is supposed to be a pretty decent team, or excuse me, West Catholic, I believe. West Catholic, they held their own against West Catholic. And then again, they lost to Wayland, and we had a huge win against Wayland. I believe that was a shutout game, if I remember correctly. And so it's just really weird. We kind of expect to see a lot of things. Physicality is a huge part of it. We have been working a lot against them cutting, them doing different things because we know that they tend to cut on their line. And so our defensive linemen have to go up against that kind of stuff. They've also got big guys, strong guys, and they may be 1-5, but they are one of the best 1-5 teams we've seen on film, like, in a long time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that's what I thought kind of in my first, looking through. Obviously, Reed Grimmer, they've got a very good quarterback, too, especially at the center of things. It's going to be a fun game. I can't wait for it. Let's transition from on the field to where this interview goes different than most of our player interviews, which is into the broadcast booth. So, of course, many of you know Aiden on MGN Air. You've helped us out during basketball season, certainly, and that's where you have a lot of things going on broadcast-wise as well. I guess first kind of tell everyone what do you have going on in terms of on-air, on the mic coming up this winter? Where can they find you on some different broadcasts? And what do you have coming up this winter and behind the mic?
Yeah, so a huge thing I'm excited for is I've made a lot of different changes to the way I broadcast and the way I'm going to broadcast. I'm going to bring in a lot more graphics this year. I'm going to bring in a better camera. I'm going to try to do a lot of different things and integrate it in. I know it's my senior year and I want to go out with a bang, right? And then, so I'll be on the mic. I'm going to be at every home game for sure. I'm trying right now. We have a game at Van Andel Arena. I'm trying to work it in where I can announce that game with some of their stuff. So I got to see how that's going to work. But mostly we are transitioning over from YouTube to Huddle now. So we won't be showing me on YouTube anymore. I'll be on Huddle on their OK White or whatever the basketball team is in on that channel on Huddle. But also I've been told I'm probably going to be able to shadow some Big Ten Network stuff, so I'm super excited for that. You won't hear me on the mic there, but a lot of different things going on right now that I'm super excited about.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, it's certainly been fun to watch your progression, your growth, too, as a broadcaster. Of course, for those who don't know, Aiden was the viral snow day moment from your sophomore year, and then, since, I think, watching the work you've put in to really improving as a broadcaster, and I can tell year over year, getting to work with you, how much how much more confidence, succinct, and obviously it happens for everyone, better as a broadcaster. Certainly, I'm sure we'll all be seeing Aiden. He's got a MGN MSR media badge, so certainly we'll have you on with us, this winter as well. But as you also mentioned, senior year, this year. So what are you kind of looking at options, college wise, and moving ahead in broadcasting to the next level?
So right now, I'm still heavily deciding and weighing out my options. Right now, I think I'm going to start off by doing some gen eds at GRCC.
Mm-hmm.
They have an option where I only have to pay $4,000 a year because I just have to pay the difference since I'm out of county. In-county students get free tuition. So I think that's going to be a huge benefit for me, cutting down on costs. And then after that, I'm going to see as far as what goes on for my future career, my future path, and my broadcasting career as well.
No, I think that's smart. I mean, I went to Grand Valley right away, but I think one of those things knowing now, and actually GRCC, I've actually worked for them some. They've got decent broadcast capabilities already on a lot of the games anyway that they're doing, so I think there's a program to be able to stay on the mic. And obviously, I think through MGN and MSR next year, I think certainly we'll have some options out there for you as well that we'll be able to work on. So yeah, can't wait to see you Friday night on the field, and of course this winter as well. Thanks again, Aiden, for your time tonight, and good luck out there on Friday.
I really appreciate you having me on. It was great talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you.
All right, sounds good. Aiden Lynch, Hamilton. He plays football. He broadcasts with us. He broadcasts for Hamilton, and a whole bunch else as well. Thanks to him for coming on. We're going to be right back here on Game Night.
Jets has been making the best Detroit-style pizza on the planet for over 40 years because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe, all baked to perfection for the thickest golden crunch. So go ahead, build your own Detroit-style pizza or order one of our specialties, like the all-meaty or Jet 10. Jets, better because it has to be.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy
to ooey gooey to oh my word.
Oh my word.
Golders!
Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Hey sports fans, my name is Ava, and I go to Cityside Middle School, which is just a couple doors down from Coldwell Banker, where my mom, Angela Reed, works. She has been a top-ranked realtor for several years and loves to help people. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in West Michigan, be sure to call my mom, Angela Reed, at 231-730-2274. That is Angela Reed at 231-730-2274. Have a great day.
Rough. He'll turn, give, Terry busting into the open field. There he goes. Jaden Terry Granville with an answer and another Bulldog lead. Gives the Scurris fake. This in the backfield, evading a man, throws out of a tackle, incomplete. Zeros across the scoreboard. Harper Woods have won the state championship, their first in school history, in unbelievable, thrilling fashion. Fake handoff, guy up the middle, big hole, bursting over the 40 to the 45-50, angling right at the 40, 35-30, racing to the 25, 20, outside the numbers, 10, 5, touchdown, Muskegon, Mackay guy, 80 yards to the house. Welcome to game night. Welcome to Hamilton. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Welcome back inside here as we wrap up our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. It is the West Shore Game of the Week, and a fun one here tonight as well. As you probably saw on the podcast this week, as many know, Chandler and I are graduates of Hamilton High School. This is the first time we have been back to Hamilton to do a game since we graduated 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or
something like that,
however many years ago it was now at this point in time. But we're here for what is a fun game, in a game that, as we mentioned in that open, Chandler, on paper 1-5 versus 4-2, but you know there's a bad blood element between these two teams that have played in the conference the last couple of years, and similar systems, of course, as well. A base flex bone for both teams. Both teams will kind of go outside the traditional triple option elements in that. But all that lines up for what I think is going to be a really interesting game despite the records. And a game that it's senior night for Hamilton. It means a lot because if they win, they're probably in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. A big one for these Hawkeyes, trying to get back in the playoffs for the first time since 2016. And a good chance if they can get a win here tonight that they would be in regardless of what happens the last 2 weeks of the season. Spring Lake, though, comes in just 1-5, but have played a lot of really close games against some tough teams. Even last week against Forest Hills Eastern, a tough game there. So one that feels like they're a lot better than what the record has shown to this point.
All right, a lot more to get to still. National anthem on deck. We're going to step aside and be right back here from Hamilton as we get ready to.
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you. All right, we are ready to go. Hamilton Hawkeye Marching Band getting us through the anthem, ready to go here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. All right, CT, before we go, the Family Fare Tailgate Special this week is fresh. All natural, boneless, whole pork shoulder for only 99 cents a pound. Visit shopfamilyfare.com for all the specials. Also, the following companies are hiring in your area: Industrial Innovations, ProStamp, and Enterprise Tool and Die. To see all the companies that are hiring, check out the standings page on MichiganSportsRadio.com's website, brought to you by the Precision Metal Forming Association. So, band will get off CT, and let's very, very quickly go over some of these main talking points. We're talking about Hamilton, a multiple offense. Spring Lake, maybe even a couple quarterbacks now we saw in warm-ups, but they're going to look to bring some balance and also a lot of depth, a lot of things to look at, and especially just very changeable offensive systems for both these teams.
Yeah, they do it in different ways. They have the same base flex bone offense that you'll see a majority of the time, but for the Hawkeyes, they've been running a lot more spread. They'll change up the offense, a completely different look. For Spring Lake, they stay mostly in the flex bone, but they like to throw the football more than some teams do out of it, so they'll keep that balance between the run and pass, even out of the flex bone.
Logan Stray will get ready to send it away as the Hawkeyes on their senior night will be getting the ball first. Fredrickson and Cy Behrens are back to receive here for a Hamilton team that, as Chandler said, 2016, the last time they fully qualified for the playoffs. Of course, everyone was in the postseason in 2020. So this is a team that has really more talent all around the field than some Hamilton teams have had in a long time. And this might be their best chance to find their way into the playoffs as Stray will get us underway. And Behrens inside the 5-yard line will start up for the Hawkeyes. He's tripped up just before the 20. As Batka, the high free safety, along with one of their key H-backs, is able to range in and make that stop. So here comes the Hamilton offense, CT. Grant Petrulia, the senior, runs this offense, but for Coach Copes in his 6th season, again, it's flex bone in nature, but we're going to see a lot more than just the flex bone tonight.
Yeah, he sure will, and Petrulia, a good guy to be at the head of that, is comfortable, sure-handed in both systems. He's a guy that they trust to throw the football around, doesn't run it a ton, but is capable of getting the ball out to his playmakers regardless of the formation.
All right, Hawkeyes will break, and they will open the game out of the shotgun. They go 3 wide to start. Aiding is the tight end. And they will open up with Brooks Hawkins, the junior, as the tailback. Petrulia will fake it to him, and they'll throw it out wide to Lincoln Phillips, and the slot man has got it over the 20-yard line before he's ridden down by Charlie Record, the junior, 175-pound safety on that stop. 2nd down as the Hawkeyes are able to get a couple yards there and make it a 2nd and 7 here over the 21-yard line. But Hamilton opening spread. Something we kind of thought. They're going up against a flexbone team, so maybe they'll give them a completely different look than what Spring Lake and Coach Mallory are so used to stopping.
Yeah,
playing.
You never know if you're going to lean into that matchup or right away. It looks like now the first couple snaps go into the spread and going to try to fool the defense a little bit.
Petrolia once again back to work from the shotgun. This time he put Phillips in motion, and he'll kind of pitch it along to Hawkins, who charges his way for the first down over the 30 to the 31-yard line. They have got a couple of hard-running tailbacks and fullbacks. Jaron Bronkhorst along with Brooks Hawkins. They'll be the B-back out of the flex bone. They'll be the tailback here out of the spread. The number one thing you can say about both of these guys is they run hard.
Yeah, they sure do. Got a bunch of guys that they all can rotate and feel pretty good about who's back there, but a bunch of guys that they can get to. All trust holding on to the football, run very physically.
All right, Hawkeyes will break it one more time. Once again, it is the spread and the gun here for Grant Petrolia, the senior, at 150 yards passing and a touchdown a week ago. And a win over Grand Rapids Christian for the Hawkeyes. They got them to 4-2 on the year. He'll fire left side, and that one is broken up. Reed Grimmer, the standout senior, who we'll see a lot on the other side of the ball as the starting quarterback for the Lakers, coming up with that stop. That start we're going to talk about, by the way, in warm-ups, it wasn't just Grimmer. Landon O'Donnell, the junior, number 6, the outside linebacker on this side of the ball as well, was taking some snaps. So when we see that Spring Lake offense come onto the field, certainly something to watch as Hamilton will now work 2nd and 10. They're at their own 30-yard line with 10:38 to go. Once again, Petrolia from the gun, and again, it's this base 3-wide set here for the Hawkeyes. Cy Barron's in motion. He'll get it on the end around. Strung out to the 30, and he's able to turn the corner before Rucker makes the stop after a gain of a yard or so as the speedster, the senior Cy Barron's got that one on the end around, and now Hamilton's got some work to be done. 3rd down and 6 from the 34.
Able to get their playmaker the football there just in the jet motion, giving them the handoff. It's more of the speed back win there in the flex bone here out of the spread. They get him running across the field and able to pick up a nice gain on 2nd down.
Petrolia get ready to break here. Hawkeyes huddle. It's still shotgun approach, but not necessarily an up-tempo, no-huddle look. Once again, they'll spread 3 wide. Tight end left is Logan Aiding, the 215-pound senior. And the tailback, Hawkins, is there with Petrolia. Barron's in motion again. They fake it to him, then give it to the charging Hawkins as he's got no further than the 35-yard line. Oliver Smize on the stop. You're going to hear Smize a lot on tackles. The junior twin brothers, Oliver and Owen Smize. Owen had 12 tackles last week in the loss to Forest Hills Eastern. Oliver had 4.5. It's Oliver coming up with the stop there, and the Hawkeyes with Hawkins are going to be forced to punt this one away. So a good stop to begin things against the spread by this Spring Lake defensive unit.
I got the incompletion on 1st down, then able to hold up in the run game there. Short gain on 3rd down makes this punt situation in 4th and medium.
Hawkins will send this one on away to Oliver Smize, who's got it on the run at the 40, and he'll push his way ahead to the 49-yard line where he gets gang tackled. A lot of muscle behind that return, and now Cody Mallory's offense. The coach spent his time at Cadillac, very successful there, found his way the last couple years at Spring Lake, 7-3 last year, a down 1-5 year, but not necessarily because of the offense. Last week, too, a dynamic two-sided offense in the loss to a very good Forest Hills Eastern team. They rushed for 183 yards. They threw for 133 yards. So this is a flexbone team, Chandler, but they certainly are not afraid to show a little bit of balance. And here is our storyline that we were mentioning. Landon O'Donnell, the junior, not Reed Grimmer, former all-conference player, will begin this game under center. It's Lawrence over the 50-yard line before he gets stood up by Riley Vanderhulst, the big 6'5 defensive lineman for the Hawkeyes, a gain of about a yard on 1st down. But there's your talking point that blows up everything. Reed Grimmer, one of the better quarterbacks, especially at running this offense in the area. You kind of wonder the situation. He was out there in warm-ups. He actually had 2 gloves on in warm-ups, even taking some snaps at wide receiver. But it's the junior O'Donnell under center to open up this ball game for Coach Mallory. It was a gain of 2 officially inside opponent territory to the 49. Hawkeyes will load it up a bit defensively here against the flexbone. Lawrence is the back. They put in motion and then pitch to Gabe Trask, and he's got room to run. Trask sprinting to the 20, and he's got it down inside the 15-yard line. A base triple option play, and the speedy Trask has got Spring Lake in motion.
On first down, gave it on the dive to Lawrence, and that time the Hawkeyes stopped it. They looked like they were expecting that once again, had the dive covered, but this time quarterback pulls it, able to pitch it to the outside, get that speed. Trask nearly taking that one the distance, she barely tripped up.
So the Lakers have got it inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line right here as they look to strike first on the road. O'Donnell again will go to work. Oliver Smize will come in along with Batka right here as the A-backs, the halfbacks out of the offense. This is a give to Lawrence. He'll look to chew up some field before Will Hickok came in to twist him down right back where they started. 2nd down and 10 at the 14-yard line. That's something that I think the Hamilton coaches talked to us about as well this week, is Lawrence is a guy that can chew up clock and chew up yardage, and certainly they have to limit his effectiveness like on plays like that.
Yeah, no doubt. On the early downs, if they can hold him to short gains like that, not allow him to get a couple extra yards, it makes 2nd and 3rd down so much easier.
7.5 and less to go. Once again, Spring Lake, they'll exclusively be out of this, the flex bone formation, and for the most part, the spread look as well, with the 2 wide receivers out of the bone. Smize in motion. Lawrence, triple option, fumble. Hawkeyes are on it. It's Brooks Hawkins busting through. And that is the danger of the triple option play. It squirts free, and the Hawkeye defense comes up with a big turnover. Hawkins is the man to land on it, and Hamilton back in motion.
Got the big play on the option the first time on the pitch out. This time the Hawkeyes all over it. Vanderhulst to that side, right in the face of the quarterback. Pitch looked like it was trying to get to the outside and just had nowhere to go. Bounced off a couple bodies. Eventually the Hawkeyes able to jump on it.
And again, you have to wonder, backup quarterback that hasn't taken a lot of those in-anger snaps within ball games just like that. Hamilton will begin at their own 15-yard line. They didn't get much on that first drive. We'll see what they are going to cook up here as once again they will go shotgun to open here with senior quarterback Grant Petrulia. He was able to hit that screen to open things on the last drive. Hawkins got the first down as well. High snap, and this is Brooks Hawkins charging as he's got a little bit of momentum behind himself after picking up that fumble, and he's got 2 on first down into a pile. This is a big team up front on both sides of the ball for Spring Lake. Of course, it's all led by their senior center, 305 pounds, Carson Heim. We'll see him some on both sides of the ball, but especially on offense. He is on his way to Grand Valley State next year, but it's the main thing about this team. They're really big, and that's a little bit, I think, why Hamilton has maybe been leaning away from going to the flex bone power looks early.
Yeah, they haven't challenged them from that flex bone much. It's been all spread, mostly getting the ball out quickly. That time an inside zone run. See if they can continue to try to use that spread formation to get the defenders out on the outside.
This will be a 2nd and 7 for the Hawkeyes. Delayed given. Hawkins has got nowhere to go as he shimmied right into a pair of white jerseys. Smize was in on that stop, and now it's 3rd and 7, just like that. Once again, Hamilton in a 3rd and long as their offense has been struggling. They scored 6 touchdowns a week ago, but certainly struggling to get movement early in this one.
Yeah, a bunch of short runs on 2nd down. Now obvious passing situation gives advantage to the Lakers defense, knowing that it's likely going to be a pass here.
3rd down and 8 will be the mark. Jaron Bronkhorst, who had 122 yards rushing a touchdown, the slightly bigger of their 2 backs, will check in right here. From the gun will be Petrulia. The senior with the pressure coming, quick whips it. What a grab by Logan O'Connor, and that will turn the corner and move the chains in coverage there. And on the stop was Oliver Smize. A risky pass, a bobble, but O'Connor, the 6'2" lanky receiver, able to move it on ahead for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, very nearly a pick 6 right there,
Yeah.
but Petrulia just enough height on that ball to get it over top of the defender and into hands of O'Connor, is able to pick up the first down yardage.
Hamilton team that averages 36 points per game on this season. Spring Lake's given up 27 on this year. To the 33 for the Hawkeyes. Once again, 3 wide shotgun spread set. They've exclusively worked out of the gun so far in this ball game. Fredrickson goes in motion. It'll be pitched on here to Jaron Bronkhorst, who will stay in the game. And he'll charge his way over the 40-yard line, and then more just squirts out to the 45. Did that ball wind up on the turf as well? I think Hamilton's going to stay with this football, but that was quite a run by Bronkhorst, and then nearly lost the football at the end of it. But it looked like it was only going to be a gain of 5. He just squirted out for the first down.
Able to get the pitch and get around the outside, and that left end able to turn it upfield. Had the first down yardage. The ball did come out at the end, but I think the officials ruling that he was down before the ball came out. A big gain there in the run game for the Hawkeyes.
So, Hamilton, 45-yard line here as they will go to work again. Video coverage here tonight. Thanks to everyone. Eric Talsman, athletic director. Aiden Lynch, who's on the Hamilton team and, of course, works with us for helping us get the video set up. Hawkeyes, once again, work out of the spread. Fredrickson, the senior, in motion. And this will be thrown his way. A.J. Fredrickson has the first down and more over the 35-yard line, and Smize combines with a record to bring him down. But for the first time in this game, Hamilton finding some speed and space, and the Hawkeyes moving the chains a couple of times in a row.
Yeah, pretty simple pass right there. Out in the right flat, a little out route, just able to get the ball out quickly, let Fredrickson catch that one, turn it upfield. Now the Hawkeyes offense starting to move.
To the Spring Lake 32-yard line for the homestanding Hawkeyes here. Senior Petrolio breaks the huddle once again. Again, it's this base look. They aren't showing much. They've got the H-back off one side of the line, 3 wide receivers. Bronkhorst will be the tailback on this one. Petrolio to throw into some space. Got the tight end, Aiding, who got blown up by Reed Grimmer on the grab, but he's able to hang on to it for about 5 on first down. That was a shot laid in right there by the 165-pound senior Grimmer. And what's interesting with Grimmer not playing quarterback, but out there in the secondary, he hasn't been playing much secondary. So I almost wonder if they've had some defensive struggles, if maybe the thought for Coach Mallory is he's going to be more of a help quarterbacking our defense compared to quarterbacking our offense.
Yeah, no doubt. Sometimes you have to make those adjustments, get your playmakers in the spots. You feel like they need him on the defensive side and able to deliver a hit right there.
After a gain of 6 on first down, this is Bronkhorst charging and muscle on muscle as he hits Oliver Smize right up around the line to gain. Again, running into the inside of this defense, you're going to hit one of the Smizes, and it's probably going to hurt on both ends of it, especially when you run a guy like Jaron Bronkhorst into him. This will be a 3rd and 1 here for the Hawkeyes, who are staying on schedule this time. Petrulio will break it out. 3rd and 1, 2:51, and even with just a yard to go, Hamilton will stick out of the 3 wide shotgun set again. And this is Brooks Hawkins back into the ball game, and he's got the first down inside the 20-yard line. Owen and Oliver both in on the stop right there for the Lakers. And a Hamilton drive that is starting to find a little bit of the rhythm and a little bit of the balance right now as well, as they've done it a lot of different ways down the field on this one.
Yeah, they have been able to get the ball out, a couple quick passes, got some first downs. Now the run game's starting to open up between the tackles a little bit along with it.
2.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Fast-moving start to this one. Also already starting to get dark. Lights are out here at Hamilton. Hawkeyes looking for a playoff berth. Petrulio off the roll. Got the tight end aiding again to the 15-yard line before it's Oliver Smize on the stop. Pretty much only need 2 names on our spotting board, it seems like, on the defensive side. These 2 guys are stocky juniors, but they run well in space, and they are in on every single stop.
Yeah, they really cover a lot of the field from the linebacker position, can range all over, whether it's in the run game, able to fill the run gaps along the line, or they can also get out in coverage right there, deliver some hits along the sideline.
All right, we're inside 2 minutes to go. 2nd down and 5. Hamilton is marched to the 15-yard line as they started on their own 15 after the fumble recovery from Brooks Hawkins, who's in the at the tailback spot right here. A little bit of a fancy handoff will find a yard or so right into the gut of the defense on that one. Brody Booth, the sophomore linebacker, in on the stop for the Lakers there. A couple times we've seen that little motion. It's almost drawing a little bit from Flexbone inspiration with kind of motion, turnaround, and then the give.
It is, yeah. Definitely inspired by that and something this offense is familiar with, given their history with the Flexbone, but kind of a counter run out of that where they show the slot motion, fake the handoff, and then the counter run to the running back out of it.
You wouldn't really know that they're much of a Flexbone team today. They do have these receivers kind of split back like slot backs, almost similar to like a Muskegon or a Mona Shores type offense. It's Fredrickson in motion. Wildcat snap straight on to Brooks Hawkins, and he's a yard short of the 10-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down, and the Hawkeyes are going to leave the offense out as they're going to have to get a yard on 4th down. So 4th and 1, Spring Lake's defense is bent down the field. Let's see if they break. Curious what Hamilton draws up here, what sort of power look that they have for a 4th and 1 play.
Yeah, no doubt. Have some physical backs if they want to just give it here. That is running right into the strength of the Lakers defense, though, as we've mentioned.
And here is the flex bone with a tight end, actually an extra offensive lineman off the right side of the line. The B-back here is Jaron Bronkhorst. Timeout. It comes from the Hamilton sideline. So something not setting up the way that Coach Copes wanted on that one. He'll be forced to burn his first timeout. Do you bleed orange or maroon? The Hope College versus Calvin University blood battle is the biggest battle off the field. In partnership with Versiti Blood Center of Michigan, the school with the most blood donations wins. The first ever blood battle is happening now, ending on November 6th with a big on-campus blood drive at each school. Here's how you can show your support, I should say. 1. Make an appointment to donate blood at your local Versiti Donor Center and tell us whether you bleed orange or maroon by entering the promo code Knights or Dutchman in the online appointment notes. Or donate at the November 6th blood drive at your school. Blood donors at these drives will receive a special commemorative blood battle t-shirt while supplies last. All right, Chandler, 4th and 1, 11-yard line, as the Hawkeyes will look to keep this churning drive going. As we've nearly gotten to the end of this first quarter. They were showing flexbone, and I think they're going to do it once again, needing a yard right here.
Yeah, showed flexbone before the timeout. Coach Copes electing to think it over a little bit. We'll see if they line up in the same formation here. Getting another look at it on 4th and 1.
And also it's again the flexbone, but with an extra lineman out there as well. Just one wide receiver, 6 offensive linemen. Jaron Bronkhorst, the 200-pound fullback, is in. They need a yard on 4th down. It's a give straight to Bronkhorst, and he'll jump for plenty as he's able to move it. There's few things that are going to stop that guy, I think, when he gets ahead of steam through the line like that. Hawkeyes get the push, and Hamilton with a chance to strike first in this one.
It's been a really nice drive from the Hawkeyes after stalling out on their first possession of the game. Now able to drive down the field, convert there on 4th and 1, find themselves in a goal line situation.
It does appear, though, that Coach Copes is willing to let the final seconds tick off the first quarter. Scoreless after 1, and a grinder here in our West Shore game of the week, but Hamilton looking to strike first. We're going to step aside and be right back here from Hamilton.
Having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
There's something for everyone on Pizza Ranch's legendary buffet. Our pizza buffet features hot, cheesy goodness, slice after slice after slice. Try our signature pizzas or request your favorite combination with our Buffet Your Way option, and you'll get the first piece. With endless possibilities, you're sure to find your ranch favorites. Everyone will agree that cactus bread is the perfect dessert to end your meal. For legendary food that everyone loves, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
All right, welcome back to the West Shore Game of the Week here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate and Chandler, no score after 1 CT, but the Hawkeyes looking like they've got a chance to strike first right here after they were able to come up with a big stop deep in their own end with a fumble recovery, and now they go back to work out of the flexbone. They worked exclusively out of the shotgun for all but the final play of that quarter, and now Grant Petrulli and this offense will go back to work out of the flex bone. It'll be a quarterback keeper. Petrulia inside the 5-yard line. A lot of motion. It was Cy Barons, the H-back, on the motion. Fullback is Jaron Bronkhorst, and a good tough run there from Petrulia has it inside the 5-yard line. 2nd down and goal. It will be marked right to the 5.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes don't use the quarterback run game a ton, but right there able to pick up a nice chunk on 1st down, get down to the 5-yard line. Petrulia able to carry the football, catch the defense off guard when you show them multiple different looks.
Brooks Hawkins back in here for Hamilton, and with that, the Hawkeyes will stick flex bone one more time. Once again, though, that extra offensive lineman in. First 40 seconds gone in the second quarter. Can the Hawkeyes strike first, trying to get their playoff eligibility? Pitch here to Hawkins. He's had a rumbling run a couple of times already, and on this one, it's Owen Smize meeting him right back and maybe even losing yard, trying to fight back to that line of scrimmage on the pitch plate. It's a loss of the yard. 3rd down and goal from the 6 as Smize able to track down a runner. I don't know how many times we've said that today.
Yeah, Owen Smize just winning the foot race to the outside. They try to get it on the pitch going that way. Hawkins trying to find an angle where he can turn it upfield, but never able to do so. Smize meets him in the backfield.
All right, Petrulia will break them here for the Hawkeyes. 3rd down and goal. 6-yard line. Once again, it is the flex bone here for the Hawkeyes. They go 2 wide receivers this time. Fake handoff and on the roll. Petrulia looking to the end zone. O'Donnell bringing some pressure. Thrown corner, looking for Fredrickson. That one is out of bounds if he even was able to haul it in, but he's just able to do so. And with that, I see the Hamilton kick unit coming out, so it looks like the Hawkeyes will find their way on the field. I also see Aiden Lynch, our MGN broadcast intern, who will find his way onto the field, 36 in black. It's his senior night. Part of why we thought it'd be cool to come here is we've gotten a chance to work with Aiden for the last couple years. He comes on MGN broadcast, does a lot of great work as well for the Hawkeyes and their broadcast program. So here we go. Gabe Scrotenbohr, the senior, will look to put the Hawkeyes up first in this ball game. And Scrotenbohr is pure. Long drive for the Hawkeyes will end in 3. And Hamilton, with 10:23 to go first half, draws first blood in a grinder here. We're going to step aside and be right back.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Mosquitoes outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
So Gabe Scrotenbohr will send this one away. Awkwardly is going to be able to get handled in with a one-handed settle from Chase Segar there as he's got it over the 30-yard line. So Segar on that bring back as Scrotenbohr's put the Hawkeyes up 3-0. I think defense and physicality, certainly we thought it was going to be the name of the game in this one. Limited possessions, get the points when you can. The Hawkeyes do that on their first full-length drive.
Yeah, able to really put things together there after the first possession. Didn't go very far. Able to spread them out, use the pass game, use the run game a little bit. I'm sure they would have loved to end with a touchdown right there, but able to get on the board with a field goal. Now the Spring Lake team that turned it over in the red zone, going to get another opportunity.
They were able to get a lot of it with a long pitch run or triple option pitch run to Gabe Trask on that last drive. Once again, it's going to be Landon O'Donnell, the junior, starting at quarterback. Tight little flex bone look right here. It's a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he gets stood up and sent backwards as the Hawkeyes are all over him in the middle of that defensive stop. Jaron Bronkhorst, that linebacker, leading the crusade right up the middle along with Romo. So a gain of 3 on first down. And again, it's O'Donnell, the junior. Very interesting decision. First good. I mean, if you watch our Behind the Call podcast, I picked Reed Grimmer as my OK White Player of the Year before the year started. I thought he was that special and is that special, the triple option quarterback. And he's put up the numbers so far this year, threw for 133 yards and a couple of touchdowns a week ago. But interestingly, the junior O'Donnell has been the one to take the snaps. And once again, it's a tight formation here out of the triple option flex bone. This is Lawrence charging his way to the 35-yard line. If they can get Darrell Lawrence just chunking like that, that's what they want to do. But it will be a third down and medium as once again Bronkhorst in the middle of it on the stop.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes defense going to take that right there. A couple of runs, 3rd and 5 now. See Spring Lake kept it pretty simple after fumbling it on the option going to the outside. Ironically, that's been their biggest play, but also the turnover that they had. So sticking with the quarterback run up the middle and the dive. We'll see what they want to do here on 3rd and medium.
3 minutes are gone. Reed Grimmer is the wide receiver to the near side of the football field right here. O'Donnell under center with 5 to go. Smize goes in motion. They pitch it to him. This is Oliver Smize, and he is able to get a yard and no further as this Hamilton defense led by Riley Vanderhulst able to range to the football. 4th and medium. Punt unit out for Spring Lake. Good stop for the Hawkeyes defense. They were able to force the fumble on the first drive after giving a big play. This time they stonewall the Lakers.
Yeah, really nice job in the run game. Able to contain him in the middle of the field, and then that time on the pitch to the outside. Good pursuit to get out there and wrap that one up for a short gain, force a punt.
Hayden Roll, the senior, will send this one on away, as the Hawkeyes will send Cy Behrens out to return. He backs inside that 30-yard line. 8:11 to go in your first half. And it's going to be a fake. O'Donnell throws over the middle, incomplete. O'Donnell was the up man. He had a quick trigger, incomplete. A gutsy play call, backfires. Already a 3-0 lead now, plus field position for the Hawkeyes. 8 minutes to go. If they can eat some clock and score, could be in a good position going into the half.
Yeah, no doubt. Risky play call on the special teams unit there, trying to pick it up on 4th down. If you don't get it now, tremendous field position for the Hawkeyes. Just had a really nice drive of their own, can try to extend their lead.
New for 2024, Michigan Sports Radio has live coverage of Calvin University's inaugural football season. Catch the action next Saturday with a night's travel to Adrian. You can tune into the game starting at 1 o'clock on MichiganSportsRadio.com. Hawkeyes here will get ready to work once again from the shotgun. They start at the plus 36-yard line. This is Brooks Hawkins, and he's got it just shy of the 30-yard line. Charging into the secondary on that run once again. Reed Grimmer in on the stop for the Lakers. As Hawkeyes right back to spreading it out now.
That went to flex bone in the short yardage situations and down near the goal line. Able to use that pretty effectively to move the football, but now back with the long distance of the field, going back to the spread and able to get a nice run on 1st down.
It was a gain of 5 for Hawkins on 1st down. 7.5 minutes to go in first half of play. Hawkeyes were able to knock down the field goal with Scrotenbauer on their last drive, and looking to go back to it as Brooks Hawkins will settle in alongside Grant Petrulia one more time here. Fredrickson in motion. Back across. It's a give to Hawkins with a head of steam, and he's up around the marker. I think he'll be just a yard short. 3rd down and 1 for the Hawkeyes here. Let's see if they stay spread or if they're going to look at maybe trying to go flex bone. They'll change out their unit a little bit right here as Cooper will check out and Logan O'Connor will come into the ball game. A deep group for Hamilton in terms of receivers and skill position players. One thing that really stands out for this team to me is 2 to 3 levels of depth at pretty much all the skill positions, which is something for this program certainly has been built over the last couple years impressively.
Yeah, it sure has.
This is a 3rd and 1, 27-yard line. It'll be the gun, and it'll be Jaron Bronkhorst stepping in alongside Petrulia here. And this is Bronkhorst. He's got the charging 1st down before he got laid out by Caleb Ortiz, the junior defensive end and outside linebacker. So chain mover again from Bronkhorst as he gets the yardage needed inside the 25-yard line. 6.5 minutes to go. And the Hawkeyes doing what we maybe just alluded to, trying to take some time right here down the field.
Yeah, no doubt. Not running the flex bone, but still eating a lot of time and running the football. It's concepts that are pretty familiar to this Hawkeyes team, and I'm sure the coaching staff would love to eat as much clock as they can here. They're moving the football, running the ball pretty effectively, and try to make this one of the last possessions of the first half.
Fresh set of downs from the 25-yard line here for Petrulia in the offense. Fredrickson goes in motion. It'll be Petrulia to pass his way, and it gets blown up right away. It nearly was able to avoid the first tackle from Record before Seeger was right there to help settle it down along with him. Right back just inside the 25. It'll be forward progress, 2 yards to the 23-yard line, and a 2nd and 8 here coming up for the Hawkeyes. Inside 6 minutes to go in the second. Uccello's Ristorante has a restaurant near you. Go where great food and sports come together. Check them out at uccellos.com. Hawkeyes break it, 23-yard line. 2nd down and 8, 5.5 minutes to go. And again, it's the shotgun, and again, it's Jaron Bronkhorst working alongside Grant Petrulia, a very senior-laden Hawkeye team. Same really can be said for both of these units. Fredrickson in motion. This is going to be Bronkhorst up the middle, charging run, but that one was shut down right away. Ortiz and Boot were among the white jerseys that were on him right away. Maybe a yard at most right there, but the inside of the defense completely engulfed the senior running back.
Yeah, really solid tackling from the Lakers on 1st and 2nd down. Now, once again, the Hawkeyes in a situation we're likely going to have to pass the football. They've been able to do so. Right around 55 passing yards already on the night for Petrulia and the Hawkeyes. We'll see if they go to the air here once again.
3rd and 7, a yard up to the 22-yard line. Near side isolated receiver is London Cooper, the senior. A little bit of pressure being shown off the far side here by Boot. Petrulia We'll give it, little end around, extra pitch with space. Cy Behrens inside the 10, jumping to the end zone. Touchdown, Hamilton. Will he be marked out, though? Back to the 6. I think that's what it's going to be. 6-yard line, the mark out. A creative double reverse nearly put Behrens in the end zone.
Yeah, the defense completely fooled. All flowing one way. Behrens able to get him on the reverse, turn it upfield, easily picked up the first down yardage, tried to sidestep along the sideline there and just barely stepped out. The official right on top of it there, marking him out. But a gain of a nice gain there on third down to pick up the first and get back inside down near the goal line.
Regardless, it does put them into a first and goal opportunity. Petrulia from the gun. Bronkhorst stays in. They got to get 6 yards here. First and goal. Petrulia give. Bronkhorst up the middle. He'll charge down to the 3-yard line. Sophomore Boot in on the stop. We've started to see Brody Boot, that sophomore, having a big role in the inside of the defense the last couple plays as well. Second down and goal. 4-yard line now for the Hawkeyes as they were able to find a couple right there with Bronkhorst up the gut out of the gun.
See the Hawkeyes so far staying out of the gun now this trip down near the goal line. We'll see if they would elect to continue to do so. They've been able to run the football a little bit better out of the spread on this possession.
Cy Behrens will be the slot man right again. It's got a little bit of kind of that Muskegon ski gun feel to it as they use a lot of motion like they did there with Behrens before. It's Bronkhorst charging down towards the goal line. And he'll be marked down at the 1. There were some arms up from the Hawkeyes thinking that he was in. It looks like Bronkhorst marked inches short of the end zone inside the 1. It'll be third down and goal, just inches away from that goal line here for the Hawkeyes, looking to take a 2-score advantage on their senior night.
Bronkhorst fighting hard right down to the inch line. Looked like he's very close, but Hawkeyes now go likely have 2 cracks at it from the 1.
And they will go back to the flex bone. Bronkhorst remains the B-back or the fullback right in behind Grant Petrulia. Petrulia, quarterback keeper. He'll fall into the end zone without a doubt that time. Touchdown Hawkeyes, but a flag is out at the end of the play. Let's see what that one is.
See if it was after the snap or it looked like the timing a little bit off pre-snap as well. I don't know. But it does look like it's going to be after the touchdown. The flag, touchdown going to stand.
That it will, but that now will turn into a longer kick here for Gabe Scrotenborg, the senior, quite likely. A dead ball personal foul. Actually, I think it's going to be called. It's going to be on both teams, so we'll actually check that. A dead ball personal foul on both. There's been a little bit of chippiness I've seen at points in this ball game, but now Scrotenborg, the points are on the board, and now there's another flag out, and it's an offside against the defense. So on the encroachment, they'll get it that much closer here for Scrotenborg to look to add the extra point. Senior was pretty confident on his field goal attempt a little bit earlier from short yardage to get the first points of the game on the board. 3:07 to go. So it's Petrulia into the end zone with his legs to open up our touchdown scoring. Scrotenborg, good leg behind that one. Able to drill it. 10-0 Hawkeyes. 3:07 first half. As they continue to roll on here on their senior night early over the Lakers. Do you have a distressed home that you'd like to sell? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as is home with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today at 616-816-2028 or at forrealhq.com. 10-0. Hawkeyes Chandler, they were able to get the short field. An interesting decision, though, going back. We didn't really get a good chance to talk about it there from Coach Mallory to go to that. Yeah. That fake punt to the up man, throw it on ahead. It was a risky point, I felt, in a 3-0 game to take that sort of shot with 5 yards to get to.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a tough one to try to convert right there, one that you're really taking a risk because you have to think about if you don't pick it up, how good a field position you're giving to the Hawkeyes. I think something sitting at 1-5, maybe thinking a good opportunity to try to take a chance and try to get some momentum for your team, but no doubt been playing pretty well on both sides of the football right there, and a big decision that was made.
So off the personal foul, it is going to be a shorter kick here for the Hawkeye. Now, at the same time, Spring Lake is going to call a timeout. So a little bit more sloppiness right here over the last couple of moments in this one, but it feels for the game script in this one, we talk so much, we do so much T football with teams like Granville and Unity Christian that, I think this is actually our first game we haven't done a T literally all season. We see so much T football, and we talk about that idea of game script. For a grinding game like this, for the Hawkeyes to get the 3, now make it a 2-score game and lead this game on the margins is so big. If they're able to get a defensive stop here, go into the locker room up 10-0, they got to feel great about where they're at.
Yeah, for sure. They've been able to play really well on offense and defense. Offense has a couple scoring drives. Defense able to get a turnover after they were put in a pressure situation early on, and then forced the turnover on downs off the failed 4th down attempt.
I'm just still curious when and if we're going to see Reed Grimmer as a part of this offensive look under center once again. We have not seen it so far. Scrotenboer sends it away. It'll be Darrell Lawrence taking it into the end zone. He fielded it at the 3, going the wrong way. He'll shift over the 15-yard line. That could have been a disaster that Lawrence is able to shimmy to give his offense a little bit of room, but just under 3 minutes to go, and they've got a long way to go on this one, make it about an 85-yard drive coming up.
Yeah, no doubt. Going to be difficult for them to do, but right now a chance, enough time with 2 timeouts to go. See how aggressive they want to get. For the most part, kept it pretty simple, of course, with the new quarterback back there. You have to expect the playbook going to be slightly altered because of that.
Once again, Grimmer is a wide receiver as he swapped spots with the junior Landon O'Donnell, who will go to work under center. Out of the flex bone right here, Coach Mallory will not deviate from this offense, and it will be O'Donnell to throw on 1st down, looking for Smize, and he makes the leaping grab to the 31-yard line. Well done there by Oliver Smeeze, able to bring that in.
A really nice catch right over the top of his helmet. Not even sure how he could see the football right there, but putting a pretty good spot on the wheel route. Able to catch that one on the dive. And a big 1st down right away for the Lakers.
To the 30. O'Donnell, this time Lawrence, pitch going far side to Oliver Smeeze. He's got it 35-yard line.
Smeeze just able to throw the stiff arm right there, going to the outside. Hawkeyes had a chance at him. I believe it was Phillips. Had a shot at him in the backfield, but stiff arm able to keep him at bay, and then a nice run on 1st down.
2.5 minutes to go, and most effective offensive look so far for Spring Lake on their first couple plays of this drive, working down 10-0 and working with under 2.5 minutes of clock here to go. And again, Landon O'Donnell under center threw a good ball on one of his first chances to roll out and throw it, but I think we're likely to see more. This is an offense that is not afraid to throw the football, despite you would think their propensity to stay completely on the ground and operating with the triple option. This is Lawrence, and the fullback will charge for the 1st down just over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Hawkins and company in on the stop for the Hawkeyes.
Lawrence just his 4th carry for 8 yards so far on the night, but trying to get him a little bit more involved after they go to the pitch to the outside and got the completion on 1st down earlier on this drive, hoping the fullback run would open up a little bit and able to get 4.
Smeeze, Trask are the halfbacks. This is Trask in motion. O'Donnell will keep it on the option, and he's got the 50-yard line before London Cooper put the final blow on him. Good gain on 1st down right there for O'Donnell. Got about 8 of it, as he's pretty confident right now operating the triple option right there.
This is the best the offense has looked for Spring Lake on the night. Had the one big play on their first possession, but now a couple chunk plays that they've been able to string together.
They do have to find a bit of pace right here, though. Minute 45 to go. O'Donnell will throw on 2nd and 2 off his back foot, nearly intercepted by Brooks Hawkins. He was looking the direction of Oliver Smeeze, but it found the hands of Hawkins first. Linebacker already has 1 turnover recovery with that fumble earlier, nearly had a second. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Really nice break on the ball from Hawkins. Saw the route developing along the sideline, and the throw fluttered just a little bit on the way there. Hawkins able to nearly jump it and likely would have had a chance to get some return yardage on it as well if he'd secured it.
All right, 3rd and 2. Let's see if they pass again or they start working on trying to get the first down. Minute 22 to go, 10-0 lead for the Hawkeyes. Spring Lake, this has been their most effective offensive march of the ball game. Darrell Lawrence the fake. It's a pitch. It's fumbled, and the Hawkeyes are on it. For the second time, the triple option ends up in the wrong hands. This time, breaking through was Lincoln Phillips. The Hamilton defense comes up clutch again, and now the offense has a minute 17 to make this even more difficult for the Lakers to come back.
Yeah, very similar to the first fumble for the Lakers. Just some difficulty with a pitch to the outside. I think O'Donnell holding on to it a little bit too long, trying to absorb the contact and pitch at the same time. Once you're hit like that, very difficult to deliver that pitch on time. Tried to do so once again, and the ball hits the turf.
Huge opportunity for sure now for the Hawkeyes, and this is a team that can score quickly if they need to. A minute 17 to go. They get to start again in plus field position. Barron's in motion. This is Jaron Bronkhorst shaking to the 40 and more inside the 35-yard line before Seagar brings them down. A first down run check. That was actually Hawkins on the carry. They let him keep some momentum right after nearly the interception and helping make that stop last time. So Hawkins on that carry, first down, minute 7 to go. Hamilton still a couple of timeouts on the board. They'll work quickly here for quarterback Grant Petrulia. He had the quarterback keeper touchdown to end the last drive. This is Hawkins faked, and it's going to be another end around to Cy Barons. The senior with speed and with a first down, just unable to get out of bounds, though, before he was tripped up and hauled down at the end of that play by, I think it was Drew Dewey on the stop there on the far side, or check that maybe Seagar on another stop. Timeout now called is just unable to get out of bounds there with Barons, but again, creativity there from the Hamilton offense. We've seen the reverse a couple times. Nearly score, and then pick up the first down there.
Yeah, they've run that same play a couple times. First time went for 16 with Barons. That one goes for 12, but been keeping it on the ground for the most part. Started off throwing the football around a little bit, but now getting creative in the run game.
Absolutely. 45 seconds to go, already a 10-0 lead. I would think for Gabe Scrotenbor's leg, you're going to want to still get what? Probably near 10 yards closer or so until you feel comfortable just based on watching warm-ups with where he can hit. Of course, he has already hit from about that range in this ball game, so we'll see if that happens. But I also think that this Hamilton team in the position they're in to be able to force a couple of turnovers. I mean, again, you think the one turnover was forced deep in your own territory, then this one also forced on that side of the field. So I think you have to think that an opportunity to really put your foot down, put another touchdown on the board could be big, because I think the Spring Lake offense could have a little bit of a second-half comeback coming, despite how dominant the Hamilton offense on the surface with 0 points has appeared. 45 seconds on the clock from the 24-yard line, and a fresh set of downs right here for the Hawkeyes out of the timeout. Still one remaining. Jaron Bronkhorst back in. Scrotenborg fakes, pumps, looks to the end zone. Wide open, caught, touchdown Hamilton. Logan O'Connor.
Really great play design right there. They fake the little screen pass in the flat. Petrulia pumps to the outside. The defender bites up and then able to hit the go route over the top of it. 5+ yards of separation. Petrulia just able to loft it in over the top, and a big strike right there from the Hawkeyes to extend the lead.
O'Connor's made a couple of good grabs already. That was a nice piece of quarterbacking from Grant Petrulia as well. As Chandler mentioned, that pump fake, fighter right in. Scrotenborg will look to add the extra point, make it a 17-0 lead for the Hawkeyes, who are rolling late in the first half. And the driver is through the uprights and good. 17-0 Hawkeyes on their senior night. Looking for playoff eligibility and maybe clinching that playoff spot with a win. Terrific job by that team in this second quarter. We're going to step aside, be right back here from Hamilton.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a Center can do for you. All right, Chase Seagar's got it over the 35-yard line after a pooch there from the Hawkeyes, but they strike again. Grant Petrulia finds Logan O'Connor at the end of the last drive, and the Hawkeyes, the key, 2 times they've forced a turnover, and they've gotten a total of 10 points out of it. Lead at 17-0 on the whole, but you look at the defense, opportunistic, a couple of times forcing fumbles against the bread-and-butter play of Spring Lake, the triple option out of the flex bone. They forced the fumble against it, and the offense for Hamilton is able to execute.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes defense really aggressive, able to get in the backfield, force some issues on that pitch. They capitalized off of it.
Once again, it's going to be Landon O'Donnell. Under center, Reed Grimmer out wide, and Spring Lake is going to call their second timeout, though, before they run this play. So, a team that is not afraid to throw the ball. They did throw the ball quite a bit last week. They had 133 yards passing against, of course, a very good Forest Hills Eastern team defensively. Welcome you inside the booth here in Hamilton, Nate and Chandler. But, CT, you look at things right here. I mean, they don't have many plays drawn up, but this Hamilton team, I think defensively right now is, I think, where the statement's being made. The offense certainly as well has been able to execute, but this defense, opportunistic, and like I said, making those big opportunities happen against the bread-and-butter play of the Spring Lake offense.
Yeah, no doubt. I think maybe capitalizing off different quarterback in there and making them have to do something besides their bread-and-butter plays in that triple option, and they know they're going to stick basically to those looks, dare them to throw the football down the field. Now, the Lakers did one time. Got a nice gain of 13 yards. We'll see if they can continue to do that, but the Hawkeyes going to force them to beat them in different ways than just the bread and butter.
33 seconds on the first half clock. It will be O'Donnell to throw. Pressure coming, able to find his pressure relief valve out of bounds on to Gabe Trask. He got a yard, but he did get out of bounds to stop the clock. 26 seconds now in the first half as the Hawkeyes that much closer to pitching a first half shutout in this one. O'Donnell once again under center. Again, Reed Grimmer is that near side receiver, where's number 1 on the bottom-hand side of your screen. Trask in motion. O'Donnell dropped to pass. Pressure all in his grill right away. Thrown away. Once again, the closest guy to that ball was Brooks Hawkins, ranging in coverage from linebacker. 3rd and 9, 21 seconds. Now you have to think, if you're Spring Lake, maybe about just running the ball into the half versus potentially putting yourself in a position that the Hawkeyes could have another shot at the end zone.
Yeah, another incompletion, and they're putting it away, and the Hawkeyes probably have one more shot at it, but right there, Logan aiding pressure immediately. O'Donnell probably wanted more time to let that route develop down the field, but had to get that one quickly, so he had Logan aiding closing in on him.
All right, 39-yard line, 21 seconds on the clock first half. O'Donnell goes back to work here. Hawkeyes showing some pressure along that front line. Landon O'Donnell off the drop, over the middle, nearly intercepted. A frozen rope into the secondary right there was nearly picked off by Will Hickok. And now the Hawkeyes will have a chance to get that return unit out. And Spring Lake, 17 seconds, punting it away. Hamilton, timeout on the board as well. Maybe a chance to try to get some more, whether it be 3 or 6, but get more points on the board right here, right at the end, or at least just safely get in the locker room with a 3-score lead. It will be rolled upon it. It is Barron's back to return for the Hawkeyes inside his own 35. With 17 seconds on the halftime clock, roll puts a high one away, and Barron's will let that go over his head and tumble inside the 20-yard line. The clock will tumble down with it. 4 seconds inside the 20. My guess is we got a kneel and we got halftime right here.
I think the Hawkeyes going to be happy to get their defense off the field. Feel pretty good about a 17-point lead here. Wouldn't expect them to do anything too crazy.
Hawkeyes last year really had their playoff hopes and dreams in the last week of the year taken away by this Spring Lake team who really rolled all year long to a 7-3 record. A little bit of revenge for Hamilton in a similar situation, looking to get to 5 wins and likely putting themselves in a playoff spot with a win. They'll go out of the straight flex bone with 3 seconds on the clock. They'll just kneel out of it with Petrulia. That takes us to the halftime break. 17-0 Hawkeyes as we transition into our Centennial Securities halftime show. I guess, Chandler, just kind of open it up first with your first thoughts. An impressive first half for Hamilton, playing a team that, of course, knows their style normally very well. Two teams that are kind of flex bone in nature. Hamilton, they go spread. They coach things well there. The defense, of course, though, in particular, the leading story, making those big-time plays, and then the offense executing it when they had the chance off the turnovers.
Yeah, I think the defense right away put in a pressure situation, able to force that fumble. The offense then kind of comes to life and is able to score some points. I think the defense has been very opportunistic in being able to get off the field, and then the points off of turnovers has really jump-started their offense.
It absolutely has, and was a game that there was some pressure, I think, coming in, the Hawkeyes, and I think the coaching staff would admit it. This is a team that has not been in a position where they can win and get in the playoffs for a little bit, and they've answered the bell certainly well so far in our West Shore Game of the Week. We have a lot still to get to, so do not go anywhere. We're going to step aside, be right back here on
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With Card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products. Buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12-count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or snack crackers, select varieties of Farmland sliced bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light drink mixes. Family Fair in your neighborhood.
Rapid Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual.
Everything's made fresh.
Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's.
Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Grandville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brock Cockle with Michigan Sports Radio, and I'm being joined by Ashley Miner. She's a regional manager of Varsity, and we got a new event coming up between Calvin and Hope. What can you tell me about it?
We are so excited to announce the very first blood battle with Calvin University and Hope College. The big game on November 9 will announce the winner, and any donations from October 1 through November 6 will count towards this awesome life-saving battle.
So there's not only a battle on the field. This will be the first time that Calvin and Hope ever face each other on the gridiron. They've been battling on the basketball court for years, but a blood battle to go along with it. I think it's a great thing. How do people go about donating, and how do they get their donation to count towards the battle?
All students, alumni, and fans are encouraged to show their school spirit and donate blood at any donation center through Varsity anytime October 1 through November 6. We're in Michigan. We have 10 donor centers across the state, and we also have donor centers in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and Wisconsin. So anywhere you fans live, you can show up at a donor center October 1 through November 6. And then we have blood drives on campus at both Hope and Calvin on November 6th. And we will be able to, like I said, announce the winner on November 9th. Just to make sure everyone's donations count, you must schedule an appointment and you must include your school mascot in the notes in your appointment. So whether you're rooting for the Knights or you're rooting for the Dutchman, one of those codes needs to be input to make sure that your donation is counted. So Knights for Calvin and Dutchman for Hope.
All right, make sure you get that information out just so you can keep score. Hey, this is very important. Varsity Blood Center Michigan is a local blood provider, and they supply blood for many hospitals across the state. A donation with them directly impacts lives of local patients. What are some of the other things that are important that Varsity does throughout the state of Michigan?
Well, Varsity Blood Center, like you mentioned, is the primary blood provider to the majority of the state of Michigan. We are best in patient care, and we make sure that our patients have the blood that they need when they need it. Approximately 29,000 units of red cells are needed in the United States every single day. So we take our mission very seriously to make sure patient lives are cared for in our communities.
All right, make sure you get out, give blood, and when you go and give blood, make sure you put down whether you're a Knights or a Dutchman. There will be information on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. We'll have a big flyer there that has all the information. It will take you right to Varsity where they have all the blood centers available. Great opportunity for the community. Ashley, thanks a lot for helping to put this together.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the field.
All right, can't wait to announce a winner. That'll be announced at the game as the Flying Dutchmen take on the Knights of Calvin in the first ever Battle on the Gridiron. That game will be on Saturday, November 9th.
The best of the best can be found in the High School Hall of Fame, and it's already championship season this fall. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Over the 100 years of the MHSAA's existence, there have been numerous memorable moments, classic games, and standout performers. 10 standouts have gone on to be selected for the National High School Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame started in 1982. And in 1983, Michigan had its first representative added, Charles E. Forsyth, the first executive director of the MHSAA. After that, River Rouge boys basketball coach Lofton Green was inducted in 1986. Warren Regina's Diane Laffey went in 2000. Fenville's Richie Jordan in 2001. Grosse Pointe Woods University Liget's Bob Wood in 2005. Bloomfield Hills Cranbrook's Jim Johnson in 2007. Owasso's Brad Van Pelt in 2011, Vermontville Maple Valley's Ken Beardsley in 2016, retired MHSAA Executive Director Jack Roberts in 2022, and Dearborn Heights Robichaud's Tyrone Wheatley just this past summer. The National High School Hall of Fame has nearly 530 inductees, with at least one from every state. Inductees include student athletes, coaches, officials, administrators, participants in the performing arts, and other individuals who've made outstanding contributions to high school sports. Each year at the NFHS's summer meetings, a new class goes into the hall. For more on the Michigan contingent in the National High School Hall of Fame, please go to MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Holland's Otis Fickle, who scored 4 times, including the game winner in a 5-4 win over Holland Christian. The win clinched a share of the OK Black Conference title for Holland. Cadillac's Cassie Genema, she had 15 kills, 3 blocks, 47 assists, and 49 digs as the Vikings beat Clare, Fruitport, and Midland in a non-conference volleyball quad. And a Holland West Ottawa's Helen Sachs. She was first at the Portage Invitational, the 7th straight cross-country race she's won this year.
graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
It's 2nd and 10 for Team A at their own 40-yard line. They complete a pass to Team B's 30-yard line, but fumble the ball forward, where Team A recovers at the 22-yard line. During the play, Team B is flagged for roughing the passer. Assuming Team A accepts the penalty, where is the penalty enforced? Is it enforced from the spot of the foul, enforced from the previous spot, enforced from the spot of the fumble, or enforced from the spot of the fumble recovery? If you said enforced from the spot of the recovery, you are correct. Since it was recovered at the 22-yard line and roughing is a 15-yard penalty, it would be enforced half the distance to the goal line. 1st down and 10 for Team A from the 11-yard line.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. The first MHSAA championships for the 2024-25 school year are in the books, with champions in UP girls tennis. In Division 1, Negaunee brought home the trophy for a 3rd straight year. The Miners got wins in number 2 and number 4 singles and swept the 4 doubles matches. Ishpeming Westwood came in 2nd, Escanaba was 3rd. In Division 2, Ishpeming narrowly defeated West Iron County for the title. Ishpeming was victorious in number 1, 2, and 3 doubles en route to a 2nd straight D2 title. Norway came in 3rd. Next up, Lower Peninsula Girls Golf and LP Boys Tennis crown champions next week. Then it's boys soccer and cross country on Saturday, November 2nd. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
Securities was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
MGN, Drive. I am Chandler T.
Oh, wow.
We're going to leave this in.
All right.
This is staying in the show. He is Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. This is what happens when you work together for 6 years. The names are one.
We're just one, yeah.
Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Michigan game night, tailgate report. We clearly have to stop talking. I do, at least. I will see you all. I see you too. Friday night, Granville, Wyoming. I think 6:30. We're on the air for that. Goodbye.
You like cartoons? This has our logo on the front, on the back. The Bulldogs, the biggest games, the best teams. That's our tagline because we do all of that, even though it makes some people mad.
So I'm glad to see that after Tuckus came and went, that. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
That things are still on track there. Jennison. Things that stand out. Davison is going to kick everyone's. Bleep that. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. And he has returned. He's still on the beach. We've been bugging him about it all week long, but Chandler Timmer joins me here on the Bates Agency pregame show. CT, you seem to be doing better than the rest of us.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty nice down here. I kind of like covering basketball this way.
I'm sure you do.
Looking to just move forward.
I can't blame you one bit. All right.
for the first down.
No
way.
Oh, wait, that's a touchback.
What?
Yes! 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 Yes!
Oh my goodness. Can we
tonight? Let's talk a little bit more about Forest Hill Central, because when you Waylon Haney just hit a half-court buzzer beater to win the game at the buzzer, the JV game. Grandville wins 55-52.
If they look like that West Catholic team just ran roughshod on everyone a couple years ago, why did the camera move?
just really loves what you got to say right now.
We're keeping this in. Seriously. Oh, it's on it's tracking for some reason.
No.
Okay. Now we'll go back. Okay. This is staying in.
Okay.
I don't know how it's staying in, but it's going to stay in some capacity. Now it's all messed up. All right, back.
All right.
Always relying on one player.
Yeah, Scott Bates Agency pregame show continues here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. CT, I think the next thing that you have to mention most notably in this contest is break me every time still. Every single time that happens, it gets me. The winners still go to the Heartland student section last year at the Breslin Center. Those guys win every time. Season. We'll wrap up our broadcast with the Heinz Orthodontics smile of the game. So Pickerington North is a long ways away. Especially if you miss an exit when you're driving down there.
Who was driving?
Who was navigating? He's grown at that point guard position. Tough backcourt in general, getting to some of those other pieces that we have out there. After 3 years, it finally almost came down on me. Good catch. I don't know what kid caught that, but that was a good catch. But regardless, a tough back. Do you have any comments on the Trolls?
No. I mean, I'm with you.
You're friends with the Trolls? You are a troll?
Well, I have troll tendencies potentially when it comes to egging you on, I guess. But
your flight's at 5, or your?
Yeah, the flight out of Panama City is at 5, and we don't get home till midnight. So
that sucks. So you're actually, that was a lie. You're not going to be tuning in.
Yeah, no. If I'm at the airport at that time, I will be. But I'm likely missing most of it.
Okay.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Looking to secure your property with a high-quality fence from a top-rated fencing company? With limitless options and quality fencing materials, Superior Fence and Rail is West Michigan's premier fence installation company. Veteran and locally owned, we're honored to support the West Michigan community and their sports programs. To learn more, visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com or give us a call. Superior Fence and Rail, protecting what matters.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your...
All right, welcome back, everyone. Centennial Securities halftime show. Warm-ups underway. Nate and Chandler, 17-0 at the break. Hamilton over Spring Lake. Still waiting for the Lakers to come out of the locker room after a solid start to this senior night for the Hawkeyes. The following companies are hiring in your area: Industrial Innovations, ProStamp, and Enterprise Tool and Die. To see all the companies that are hiring, check out the standings page on MichiganSportsRadio.com's website. Brought to you by the Precision Metal Forming Association. All right, CT, as the Lakers find their way back to the field, I'll give it to you, and you can take us through our stats from the first half.
All right, we'll start on Spring Lake side of things. O'Donnell had 2 completions for 14 yards, 13 yards to Oliver Smees, 1 yard to Trask on the ground. Trask had 35 yards on 1 carry, the biggest play of the first half for the Lakers. From there, Lawrence had 8 yards, Oliver Smees 9. O'Donnell had 5 yards on the ground for the Hawkeyes. Through the air, Petrulia had 80 passing yards, 4 to Phillips, 40 to O'Connor, 25 to Fredrickson, and 11 to Aiding on the ground. Hawkins, 11 carries, 37 yards. Barons had 3 for 32. Bronkhorst, 7 carries for 26, and Petrulia, 3 carries for 4 yards.
A couple of quick highlights. First, there was the sneak into the end zone for the score for Grant Petrulia. And quickly, as the second half is about, actually, let's we got a couple seconds. Let's take a look first at that first. There was a flag on the field at the end of it. Petrulia did get his way into the end zone for the first Hawkeye touchdown. Already up 3. Go back to the flex bone. Bronkhorst remains the B-back or the fullback right in behind Grant Petrulia. Petrulia, quarterback keeper. He'll fall into the end zone without a doubt that time. Touchdown Hawkeyes, but a flag is out at the end of the play. Then already with a couple score lead, the Hawkeyes defense for the second time able to force a fumble on the triple option pitch play and be able to turn it, and we're able to turn it back over for their offense. Here's a look at that fumble recovery for the Hawkeyes. It ends up in the wrong hands. This time breaking through was Lincoln Phillips. The Hamilton defense comes up clutch again, and now the offense has a minute 17 to make this even more difficult for the Lakers to come back.
Yeah, very similar to the first.
That then lined up this, which was probably the play of the game from the first half so far. Grant Petrulia, nice work at quarterback, able to pump fake and hit a wide open streaking Logan O'Connor to make it a 3-score lead as the Hawkeyes got ready to go into the break after. Fresh set of downs right here for the Hawkeyes out of the timeout. Still 1 remaining. Jaron Bronkhorst back in. Scrotenborg fakes, pumps, looks to the end zone. Wide open, caught, touchdown Hamilton. Logan O'Connor. So all adds up to 17-0, and the Hawkeyes, Chandler, put themselves in a position here to be able to control this game in the second half. If we have the kind of low possession type, fast-moving game in the second half we did in the first, they're able to give themselves critically that 3-score lead and set themselves up now for a game that can really be carried by the defense with maybe just one more stop.
Yeah, for sure. They've been doing a great job of limiting what the Lakers have been able to do. Now the pressure off a little bit with a 3-score lead. Held the Lakers to just 71 yards of offense in the first half. 35 came on 1 carry early on from Trask, so really shut things down going forward after that big run.
All right, so Gabe Scrotenborg, who's been good on a field goal, good on a couple of extra points, so get ready to get us underway once again. He's been short on these kicks so far. The Hawkeyes have mostly elected to go to some squibbing pooch kicks. And Scrotenborg will do it once again. Angles this one out of bounds towards the sideline. Flag comes out. And Spring Lake will get some pretty good field position up around midfield here as Coach Mallory's team gets ready to go to work. Don't know how much special teams coordinator Mark Banke liked that one for the Hawkeyes on the kick out of bounds. and it'll go back the other way with Spring Lake. A shout-out, by the way, to Mr. Banky, as we knew him. We've talked a lot about where we started here in Hamilton tonight. He runs the broadcast sports journalism program at Hamilton that each of us got our start in. That's why, of course, we know him so well, runs the special teams and a ton of other stuff as well on this team. So we'll give him a shout-out here as we get this second half certainly underway. And now Spring Lake, so offense, Chandler is going to have to find a little bit of something. Once again, though, the decision is going to be O'Donnell. So the junior will be the quarterback to start the game out of the locker room as well. And he will give it to a charging Smees, who pushes the pile over the 50 and will be right up around the marker. That one is Owen Smees, the power of their 2B backs. He'll move the chains right on the number with that charging run to start.
A nice strong run to set the tone, open up the second half. See the Lakers really going to have to try to figure something out after being shut out in the first half. A nice run right there to get them starting off a good field position now on the other side of the 50.
So O'Donnell on the offense in the Hamilton territory to the 48 right here. Hawkeyes 4 down linemen, 2 edge rushers. Once again, Smees will charge over the 45 and down to the 44. On that carry, Riley Vanderhulst stands over top of him on the stop along with Logan aiding. But a powerful approach right now with Smees. Like I said, probably more of their power of the two fullbacks between he and Lawrence. And right now, that's kind of the look that they've been riding a little bit.
Yeah, trying to get the run game going a little bit in the power in the middle of the field, staying away from that triple option that's given some issues on the pitch to the outside, just giving it on the straight dive.
2nd and 6 from the 44-yard line for the Lakers and junior quarterback Landon O'Donnell. Again, Smees once again is the fullback. Whistles down before the play out of the unbalanced flex bone look that time. And it's going to be on the offense on the false start. 5 yards gets marched out. First and good first down carry is going to get negated and then some back to a 2nd and 11 here to the Hawkeye 49-yard line.
And that hurts for an offense that's had some issues getting going. A couple nice runs to start, but now the false start puts you back behind the chains on 2nd down.
So from the 49, once again, O'Donnell will go to work. Once again, single wide receiver out on the right-hand side. The extra lineman to the right. Smees will charge and stay on his feet, and he's got a lot. All green grass in front to the 5, to the end zone. Hickok made the late attempt. Touchdown, Spring Lake. Owen Smees puts the Lakers on the board.
There's the big play the Lakers were looking for. They get it right there. Owen Smees has got a couple carries to start this third quarter. He's done a tremendous job. A couple really strong runs in that one. Wide open field after he cut it back to the left side, the middle of the field. Bottled up. He cut it out to the left and then had a lot of room to run. Big play, 49 yards out, and gets the Lakers on the board.
The senior Will Hickok that was chasing him down, but Smees, known for his power, had the speed there as well. And the Lakers able to break through and get their first score of the ball game. And now we'll go to Logan Stray to try to add the extra point. And that's a high one. That's right down the hatch and good. So Spring Lake, just like that, they put some points on the board. 10-point game. And the Hawkeye offense now, after the defense has given up the first points of the game, will go to work right on the other side of this.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future. So take it and move all of us forward.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
So after Owen Smees puts Spring Lake on the board for the first time, the Lakers now quickly will send it back away, and the Hawkeye offense will be looking to match a little bit of what they're able to do in the first half, killing some clock and killing some yards at the same time. This is Cy Behrens with a seam, and he gets the 30-yard line before Seagar will wrestle him down. Good return from a real speedster there in Cy Behrens. So the Hawkeye offense now, 10 minutes to go. Grinding drive, I think, is what part of what they may want to see right here. Kill some clock, take the momentum back in this ball game after Spring Lake just kind of punched you in the mouth on that last drive.
Yeah, no doubt the Lakers able to steal some momentum to start the second half. Now a little bit of pressure back on the Hawkeyes offense. They stalled out early on their first possession of the game, but really got things rolling after that. Benefited from some short fields and good field position, but did a really nice job to close out the first half.
So right at the 30, the Hawkeyes will open out of the gun. They stick spread, which they've done outside of really just 3 or 4 plays in this game. This is Brooks Hawkins up the middle, and he is wrestled down right away by Oliver Smees. And the leveling blow from Caleb Ortiz after a gain of a yard. Do you bleed orange or maroon? The Hope College versus Calvin University blood battle is the biggest battle off the field. In partnership with Versiti Blood Center of Michigan, the school with the most blood donations wins. The first ever battle is happening now, ending on November 6th with a big on-campus blood drive at each school. We'll get to how you can show your support in just a second at the end of this next play. 2nd and 9, 31-yard line right here for the Hawkeyes. 9.5 minutes to go as Spring Lake has captured a little bit of momentum here and gets a good stop for only a yard, given up on first down. Shifting run, Brooks Hawkins, and he nearly busted free. Ball came out at the end of the play as well. Spring Lake says they have it. The Hawkeyes saying the knee was already down. I believe that's going to be the call. And it will. It'll stay with the Hawkeyes. Brooks Hawkins nearly broke that one and then nearly turns it over as well right in one fell swoop right there. It'll be 3rd and 4. Hamilton keeps the football.
Yeah, Hawkins took a hit to the lower body there and looked like went down a little awkwardly. I think the forearm or the knee down before the football came out, but absorbed the blow. Lakers thought they had a chance and were able to recover that one, but play blown dead before the fumble happened.
So now 3rd and 4, and Grant Petroleum, the offense, will be faced with a little bit of a tougher 3rd down situation, and Jaron Bronkhorst has met the backfield by Brody Boot with nowhere to go. 4th down, Hawkeyes will, in all likelihood, be ready to punt this one, but Grant Petrulia back right now talking to Coach Copes. Maybe not. They might be thinking about going for this. 4th and 4 on 36-yard line. The unit didn't really change much here for the Hawkeyes. They'll run it out to the line of scrimmage, and they'll go to the flex bone on 4th and 4. Petrulia put the man in motion. They were going to the hard count as they motioned Lincoln Phillips. So Hawkeyes take the timeout, trying to draw Spring Lake offside. Unable to do so, and now they will punt it away as the Lakers have very quickly flipped the script on this ballgame. Back, by the way, to that Versiti Blood Center blood battle between Hope and Calvin. Here's how you can show your support. 1, you can make an appointment to donate blood at your local Versiti Donor Center and tell us whether you bleed orange or maroon by entering the promo code Knights or Dutchman in the online appointment notes. Or you can donate on at the November 6th blood drive at your school. Blood donors at these drives will also receive a special commemorative blood battle t-shirt while supplies last. All right, Chandler, so now the Spring Lake offense, they cut it down to 10, a really physical drive, a dominant drive from Owen Smees. They get it back. The Hamilton defense going to have to respond.
Yeah, it's been a dominant couple minutes for Spring Lake out of the half. Offensively, get a big play to get themselves on the board. Defensively, able to hold up in the run game between the tackles. I'm going to likely get the football back right here with a chance to cut this back to a 1-score lead.
It'll be Tristan Patch to punt here for the Hawkeyes. Spring Lake does not have a deep man to return. The senior right leg through the ball. This is a short one that's going to give up midfield position if it weren't for a nice kick inside the 35-yard line. Gets down by Lincoln Phillips. Here come the Lakers. 7:45 in the third. A quick score. Pretty much all on the legs of Owen Smees last time down the field. And we'll see how the Hawkeyes will be able to adjust to the power fullback really getting in their face a little bit on that last drive.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine the Lakers going to go right back to Owen Smees. He didn't touch the ball in the first half, but on that last drive, able to really get him going a couple carries. Of course, ending with that big one, have to imagine they're going to continue to get the football to him.
7:45 to go, and the Lakers will start from their own 33-yard line. Once again, they go to that unbalanced, shifting to the right with the extra lineman out of the flex bone. Trask in motion. This is Darrell Lawrence, and he is absolutely stymied as aiding in Phillips for the first down. The contact, 2nd and 10, right back at the line of scrimmage.
Lawrence has also been a big playmaker for this offense at times, but been kept in check for the most part on those dives and the triple option look. 5 carries, just 9 yards.
Uccello's Ristorante has a restaurant near you where great food and sports come together. Check them out at uccellos.com. 2nd and 9, gain of 1 on the forward progress to the 34-yard line. Once again, Landon O'Donnell, the junior, operating at quarterback in this one for the Lakers. Reed Grimmer, their normal starting quarterback, is out wide in a charging give. Once again on the fullback dive. Not going anywhere, as again it's Darrell Lawrence eaten up in the middle of the Hawkeye defense after a gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Nightcamp on the stop for the Hawkeyes.
And the Hawkeyes again, we'll see now on a 3rd and long situation. Had 2 completions on the night. Also, and at times like this, tried to get to the triple option look and try to get to the pitch to the outside, but that's also where they've turned the football over a couple different times. See if they're going to more of a straight drop back or a play action pass here instead of that pitch to the outside.
3rd and 8, 35-yard line. Reed Grimmer, the lone split-out receiver to the right. Now he will be joined on that right side by Oliver Smees. Hawkeyes rotate the defense against it with Logan O'Connor chasing him to the slot. And timeout and whistles cut the air from Spring Lake. I think they were trying to maybe catch the Hawkeyes off with that late motion to the slot. Unable to do so, and now both teams have burned a second half timeout in this ball game. Thanks to Zoid Centennial Securities along with the Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency for presenting Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and our West Shore Game of the Week. Really big 3rd and 8 right here for the way that Spring Lake started this half on both sides of the ball. If the Hawkeyes are able to rally to get a stop and stop the bleeding a little bit that opened up this second half, that'll be big for the homestanding side.
No doubt, and I think both teams understanding a big moment here early on in the 3rd quarter, or midway rally through the 3rd quarter, and Coach Mallory electing to choose to take a timeout, try to talk things over, want the best chance at this play call, trying to capitalize on the momentum that they've stolen early on.
6:14 to go again. Pair of receivers will split right, as it is Smees, the right of the halfbacks that'll go to the slot. O'Donnell works from under center. Trask in motion. O'Donnell straight drop to pass. Here comes the pressure. Able to find Trask at the 40. He'll tumble up around the marker. He'll be marked 1.5 yards short. It will be 4th down. Good awareness by O'Donnell with pressure coming from all directions to find the safety valve, but it's going to be just short. It's going to be 4th and a yard, and the offense, as you would expect, down a couple of scores, will stay out here from their own 42-yard line. Landon O'Donnell to work out of the flex bone. Fullback is Owen Smees. That was Oliver, his brother, Smees, going in motion. Shift back in. 4th down and 1 yard. Trask on the jet motion. Quarterback keeper stuffed. The Hawkeyes met him from all directions in the backfield. Aiding made some of the first contact along with Riley Vanderhulst. But there was a penalty before the play, and it is going to bring the ball back 5 yards on the false start.
Yeah, right before the snap there, it looked like the timing a little bit off along the line, and with the snap count, they went to the hard count initially to try to get the Hawkeyes to jump, switched up the play call, and then never on the same page, and now going to be forced to punt it away.
So a huge penalty will now put the ball likely off the foot of Logan Stray. They faked one already. They will not do so right here. Stray, a low driver that's going to tumble its way inside the 20, inside the 15-yard line. Nice job to flip the field. Hawkeyes have to start down at their 9 at the end of that punt. Terrific job on the low driver there from Stray. Hawkeye offense back out. Not much going last time. Now their defense answered. Let's see if the offense can answer back for the Hawkeyes on this one. 5:08 to go in the 3rd.
Hawkeyes trying to replicate some of the drives that they had in the first half, hoping the offense follows the same script it did after stalling out, then able to put together a couple really long drives, use a nice balance of the quick pass game, and also the run game really started to open up as well. Now going to have the length of the field to try to drive and do that once again.
A much slower moving second half so far than what we saw in that very quick moving first half of play. Hawkeyes will open after they didn't get much going out of the spread last time. out of the flex bone. They put both receivers with Fredrickson motioning to the slot on the right. And in motion came Phillips, but the Hawkeyes, who I think we're going to have an illegal formation, have to call the timeout out of it with the man in motion. So the Hawkeyes have already burned 2 timeouts here in the second half.
Yeah, both teams burning up some timeouts here in the third quarter. The Hawkeyes using 2, Spring Lake using 1, but I think Coach Cope sensing a big moment right here. Already backed up inside the 10, didn't want to back himself up even further.
So still 5:08 on the clock. In the third, as the Hawkeyes will huddle, get ready to break. Here in our West Shore Game of the Week. Video coverage tonight, thanks again to Athletic Director Eric Talsman, of course, Aiden Lynch as well, our broadcast intern, student at Hamilton. He's on the football team, of course, calls games in the winter for the basketball program as well, for helping us get hooked up with the huddle cam here to help bring some video coverage of our West Shore Game of the Week. From their own 9-yard line here off the really good punt from Logan Stray, the Hawkeyes will go to work. They were showing flex bone to begin the drive last time, and we'll see if we see that again here. And we will. Once again, pair of receivers will split to the right-hand side out of the flex bone. Fullback is Jaron Bronkhorst. Petrulia will give to him, and he's stuffed. Just immediately upon contact, Tag Kelly, the senior, was there. Maybe a yard for Bronkhorst, second down.
Well, the interior of the Lakers defense has been pretty dominant for the most part here tonight. When the Hawkeyes have tried to run it between the tackles, they've had some issues. They've had a lot more success on the end-around reverse plays, some of the pitches to the outside. And they've just tried to line up and run it straight between the tackles. The defensive line and the linebackers have been really able to keep them in check for the most part. Right there, another short gain.
I mean, of course, in a linebacking trio with Smeeze, and Trask, that they play this offense on the other side. So not only do they have that great skill, they know what's coming. This is a pitch out to Bronkhorst. It gets strung out down inside the 5, cleaned up by the late arriving Tag Kelly. Third down and long, as back-to-back plays are met very well by that linebacking core and cleaned up by the very, very athletic, along with his size, defensive end Kelly.
Bronkhorst searching for somewhere to try to find some opening, but the entirety of the Lakers defense able to get that way and cut him off before he could turn that one upfield. Now third and really long, and for the Hawkeyes, you want to pick up this first down, but you also don't want to get careless with the football right here.
This will be a 3rd and 12 from their own 7-yard line, and it will be Grant Petrulia out of the base flex bone here. They sweep it on to Cy Behrens. He's got speed. He's got the edge. He's got the first down. The speedy halfback once again on a reverse. We've seen a couple out of the gun. This time a more basic play as they sweep it out of the flex bone, and Behrens goes sprinting for the first down.
He's had now 3 runs of 10-plus yards and a perfect time for one right there. Great play call from the Hawkeyes. Catching the Lakers defense, looking left, and then able to kind of hit the counter run with Behrens and the sweep going right. As the speed back for the Hawkeyes, once he had some open room, able to pick up the first down.
So up to the 20-yard line, fresh set of downs here for the Hawkeyes. And again, Petrulia and the offense will work out of the flex bone, trying to kill some clock and kill some yardage in the second half. Petrulia, hesitation, Behrens again, and he gets tripped up after he finds about 6 on first down. Every time number 3 touches the ball, you can feel something dangerous about to happen. We've seen it all game long.
Yeah, he's kind of got that spark of when he touches the football, you can tell the speed and agility there and the potential to break a long one. Basically the exact same play call right there, another slow developing run going to Behrens. That time 7 yards.
So 2nd and 3, 27-yard line. Petrulia again breaks him as Coach Copes, in his 6th season, for the first several years, they were exclusively a flex bone team, moved into adding some of the spread in the last few years and back into their base in the second half in this one. Behrens went in motion, and it's a pitch coming near side on to Lincoln Phillips. He gets a little strung out and is able to pick up about a yard before he gets run out of bounds by Charlie Recker on the outside there. Kind of an interesting setup, a bit of a counter right there as they motion one direction with the 1H when they pitch the other way off the triple.
Yeah, you can tell after stalling out on their previous possession, the Hawkeyes going a little bit deeper into the bag of tricks here, and nothing too crazy, but at the same time mixing up their play calling a little bit, trying to find an advantage against this defense.
This will be 3rd and 3 from their own 28 after they're able to find a yard there. Again, Bronkhorst remains the fullback, the B-back here out of the flex bone. Barron's in motion. Sweep on to Phillips. Busting. He's a yard short. They try another counter, this time back the other way, but it's Owen Smees meeting at the point of contact. Maybe a gain of 1. 4th down. Decision time for Coach Copes. It'll be 4th and 2.
Yeah, really interesting right here because a very manageable 4th down if they want to try to pick it up. But at the same time, if you don't get it, you're handing the football to Spring Lake in a very good position, very much like Spring Lake did in the first half to the Hawkeyes.
Pretty much no hesitation, 4th and 2. Petrolia looks to the sideline off the motion. You wonder if this is another hard count, but they don't have a timeout to burn. Just 1 remaining. They certainly want to save that for late. Petrolia, he'll keep it. Quarterback push up the middle. It does not look like he had enough. The pile seemingly started short, then pushed back at the end. Petrolia at the bottom of the pile kind of wriggled a bit. Hawkeyes saying maybe he got it. We'll see what the mark is. It's going to be close. The far judge is making it look like it might be marked on the number. I think it's going to be a nose short. This is close.
Now, looks like from here, the marker of the 30-yard line, the ball is sitting just short of the 30, but we'll have to see the chains come out here for them to officially measure this.
Yeah, it's exactly what we are going to see right here. By the way, speaking of big games in D4, teams that this Hamilton team could maybe even see in the playoffs based on the way things go, just saw it's about a 22-point lead right now for Unity Christian over South Christian. They are really controlling business in that one. That's a good team. We've seen Unity Christian at least once this year. That's a potential state championship team. But see the measurement right here. It looks like on the first visual, it's going to be the Hawkeyes just short. And they got it. The nose of the football. You can see the reaction from Caleb Ortiz right there. Hands on his helmet. Cannot believe it. The chain gain comes out. According to the 30-yard line, it'd be just short. But after the measurement, by a nose, the Hawkeyes will move the chains. Brady Hill, the junior defensive tackle right now, talking to one of the officials. That was really, really close. Could have certainly gone either way, and that's a big moment for the Hawkeyes to be able to get the chain mover.
No doubt. A big conversion for the Hawkeyes. Spring Lake gets the football right there. They're right in scoring position to try to make it a 1-score lead, but just enough by an inch for the Hawkeyes to keep the drive going.
Hamilton will work back from the shotgun now. Brooks Hawkins will shimmy. Penalty marker came out as he turned the corner, so it looks like this will be coming back on a hold. Also right now, Northview leading Catholic Central 6-3 at the end of 3 quarters. All these games we're talking about are on Michigan Sports Radio tonight, along with Granville, Hudsonville, and some other ones. So the hold brings this back, and Hamilton, after getting kind of a new lease on life on this drive immediately, big penalty to take right there, going to force them back to a 1st and 15.
Yeah, and that hold coming at the second level, trying to get their hands on some of those linebackers that have been making some plays all over the field, but right there held on a little bit too much.
Check that. It is a 1st and 20 back to the 20-yard line as Petrolia's got the call in from Coach Copes and the sideline here. Inside the final minute of the 3rd, 2-score lead for Hamilton, and right now killing clock continues to be probably their primary order of business. They'll go back to the 3 wide receivers. Shotgun out of the spread. Petrolia to throw it. Fires, nearly intercepted. He threw it right to Owen Smees, who just couldn't hang on to that one. A dangerous throw there from Grant Petrolia. 2nd down and 20.
Owen Smees just dropped in coverage on that right side, right into the area of that curl route, and I don't think Petrolia ever saw him. Luckily, that one dropped for the Hawkeyes, but Smees had a clean look at that one to try to pick it off.
Dangerous moment from Petrolia, who really hasn't committed a mistake like that so far. The one dangerous ball that O'Connor caught earlier in the game. Besides that, been a pretty safe passing attack out of the Hawkeyes. 2nd and 20. Clock stopped, 37 seconds in the 3rd quarter. Fredrickson in motion. And Petrolia off the screen, dumps to Hawkins. He'll get the 25-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 15 right here. Boot and Company engulf them, and the Hawkeyes will likely let this clock get us into the 4th quarter right here, but Spring Lake defense, after that penalty, coming up with a couple of big plays.
Yeah, tried to set up the screen pass right there, and looked like for a second it was going to open up in the middle of the field, but good recognition along the defensive line for the Lakers to try to retreat as soon as they see that screen pass being set up. Shut that one down for just 5 yards.
Spring Lake coaches next to us took their headsets off. They were expecting this thing to go into the break, and that's exactly what happens. Fourth quarter coming up, 17-7. Hawkeyes the 2-score lead, but they face a 3rd and 15 deep in their own territory. We'll be right back with the final 12 minutes of this one from
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Final frame. Welcome back to Hamilton, our West Shore game of the week here on MGN on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, 17-7 CT. But the Hawkeyes, with a couple score lead, they face a 3rd and 15 in a limited playbook right here that, in particular, not turning the ball over will be, I think, the first order of business.
Yeah, no doubt. They've been living on the edge a little bit on this possession so far, been able to hold on to the football. I have to imagine here, trying not to turn over, keep the clock running, and they don't pick it up, they're comfortable punting it away.
Petrulia and Hawkins in the backfield to start out of the shotgun. It will be Petrulia to pass. It's a screen with the pressure coming. You got the tight end aiding. Made a man miss over the 30. He gets it up to the 35-yard line. Will be 4 or 5 yards short of the marker. Good play call right there. You've got 5 yards to go right now. You would expect the punt unit. Here comes the punt unit for the Hawkeyes. No hesitation on this decision. They'll send it away, and the Lakers offense will have a chance to get it within a 1-score game.
Pretty safe play call on 3rd and long. Another variation of a screen pass right there. Able to get 10 yards of field position. Try to help the defense out on a punt.
Once again, Tristan Patch will get ready to send this one away for the homestanding Hawkeyes on their senior night. And it will be Oliver Smees inside his own 40 to return. Low driver here. This will flip the field back the other way pretty decently. Stuck in the ground a little bit, but they'll flip the field inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. So it'll be a 74-yard march needed for the Lakers, who have had one successful drive. It came when they were just pounding the ball with Owen Smees. Besides that, the Hawkeye defense has had the advantage pretty consistently in the ball game.
Yeah, been really limited in the run game outside of that long touchdown run from Owen Smees, and went back to Lawrence Moore on that last drive. See if they go more to the power back here, try to let him just work in the middle of the field and break some tackles.
Not quite a minute gone, 4th quarter, and the Lakers will start it up. Once again, the story of the night, Reed Grimmer playing wide receiver. He's on the near side here out of this unbalanced flexbone formation. O'Donnell will give to Darrell Lawrence, who gets stuffed after maybe a gain of a yard. Romo in the middle of the stop, the big senior for the Hawkeyes, a huge senior class this year, a very talented senior class for the Hawkeyes, but in particular a big one on their senior night. So much at stake in terms of likely their best chance with a tough remaining schedule, West Catholic, Zeeland East, to get to 5 wins and put themselves in the playoffs. I don't think 4 wins will be enough to make the playoffs for this Hawkeyes team. 5 is definitely probably safe with the format and where things line up for them. 2nd down and 10, marked right back to the line of scrimmage. Triple option pitch, dangerous, blown up with nowhere to go, trying to turn the corner. That was Trask who received the pitch. The last time we saw a blown up triple option like that, it wound up in a couple different fumbles.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes have been all over that for the most part here tonight. Recognizing when the triple option is going to be coming, they pretty much had everything covered. The dive was covered. Quarterback got hit as soon as he pitched it, and then as soon as the pitch got out, wrapping him up in the backfield as well.
3rd and 12, own 24-yard line. Drive is stalling a bit. And Spring Lake will go with 3 wide here. Landon O'Donnell, the junior, off the drop. Here comes the pressure. He'll be forced to tuck and run. Doesn't quite get the 30. 4th and long, and Let's see if the punt unit is coming or not right here.
Donald just escaping the pocket pretty quickly there. Didn't see anything he liked downfield. Got 5 yards to try to make this an easier 4th down if they do elect to go for it.
And I believe that's what they're doing. 4th and 7, 9:20 to go. On 29-yard line, down a couple of scores. Landon O'Donnell and Spring Lake will go for it. Big moment right here for the Hawkeyes. Already leading by a couple of scores. Only 9 minutes to go. Let's see if they can maybe force a stop deep in opponent territory. O'Donnell fakes the pitch. On the roll, the junior. Turns the corner. There's going to be a holding penalty. Hauled in by Reed Grimmer, but I think this one's coming back with a hold on the edge.
Yeah, it looked like as O'Donnell was trying to roll out to the right side, Lincoln Phillips was pursuing him, and he was being held along that edge, stopping his ability to try to pursue, and I think this one coming back and going to put the Lakers even further back on 4th down.
That'll be on the big 6'7" senior Ethan Listman there at right tackle, and it will bring it back. So a conversion to Grimmer, but it winds up all being for naught, and it also now will mean the punt unit. So that means the dangerous Cy Barons will get about a midfield potential chance to bring this one back off the leg of Hayden Roll. 8:59 in the ball game. A couple critical penalties for both teams on these last couple of drives, holding penalties that really killed any chance at momentum. But that's, I think, exactly what the Hawkeyes in a 2-score game at this point in time are plenty willing to do. Roll is going to have to punt this from inside his own 5 right here. Barons backs to the 45. High snap, settled down. The senior gets it away, and the tumbler will get past Barons. They'll let it go, get touched up to the 40 as it even came back a couple of yards for the Hawkeyes. So Hamilton owned 40, good field position, and a chance already up a couple of scores to maybe put this one away with 8:46 to go.
Yeah, no doubt. The offense stalled out a little bit here in the second half, but the defense has showed up and got a stop right there, giving their offense another pretty good starting field position here to try to make something happen, or if nothing else, kill some clock.
New for 2024, Michigan Sports Radio has live coverage of Calvin University's inaugural football season. Catch the action next Saturday when the Knights travel to Adrian. Tune into the game starting at 1 o'clock on MichiganSportsRadio.com. Hawkeyes with the ball back at their own 40, and they'll go back to the shotgun spread. 3 wide receivers for quarterback, the senior Grant Petrulia. Puts A.J. Fredrickson in motion, and this is a pitch to Jaron Bronkhorst. Cuts it at the 45 and just had his shoelaces taken out by Owen Smize before he was maybe gone to the house. Plus field position, good start there to Bronkhorst. Shows off some wheels and some sidestepping ability along with that power.
Yeah, the Hawkeyes offense has done a pretty nice job getting the ball out quickly on those pitches. I think they've had more success running outside the tackles than they have between the tackles. The Lakers defense has shut them down for the most part in the second half, so the adjustment right there to get the ball out and around the outside.
Bronkhorst again, the tailback, 45-yard line. And this will be Bronkhorst getting it again, and this time only getting a couple as the defense engulfs him on the inside. They'll be able to run some clock, and we'll be inside 7.5 minutes to go. In all likelihood, by the time the Hawkeyes will snap this one next, 2nd and 8 from the 43 coming up.
The Hawkeyes, I have to imagine, going to work pretty slowly here. They're fine running some clock, got the first down conversion right away. On this side of the 50, they're going to eat up the entire play clock before the snap, you'd have to imagine, every single time.
Petrulia in from the sideline along with London Cooper, who will check in here for Fredrickson. 7.5 minutes to go. Hawkeyes from the 43. They're able to pick up 2 on first down. This is Cooper in motion. They'll give it to the senior. Double pass. Penalty in the backfield. Overthrown as he was looking for the all alone and streaking Logan O'Connor. But let's see what this penalty in the backfield is, because I think it's coming back regardless.
Yeah, I do believe this is going to be on the offense and an illegal motion. Timing again off as they were looking to bring Cooper in motion to start that play off. An illegal shift is exactly what it was.
So once again, kind of right in the middle after a good start to a drive, a penalty gets taken like we've seen out of both of these teams on their last couple of drives as we've played, for the most part, to a second half stalemate in this one. Hawkeyes led 17-0 at the half. Immediately it was Owen Smize leading a drive down the field. Smize, I should say, that led the drive down the field for Spring Lake. Got the score on the board, their lone score on the board, and now the Hawkeyes will work on a 2nd down and 13. They're back to right around midfield. Petrulia with pressure, dumps to Bronkhorst. Breaking over the 40, on his feet to the 30. Bronkhorst still rumbling 20, inside the 10, charging for the end zone. Penalty marker down as he's out at about the 1. We'll see what that flag is, but what a run by Bronkhorst there after the catch.
Yeah, another screen pass, just dumping it off to your playmaker and the running back. Allow him to catch it and turn upfield, breaks a couple tackles. Have to imagine this was something with a tackle along the sideline. Not sure if a face mask was grabbed.
Nice call. That's exactly what it is. That's why we keep Chandler around. He's very good at this because sometimes I miss things. 7:10 to go, final frame. Jaron Bronkhorst has a lot of guys on this Hamilton team have really impressed me, but Bronkhorst in particular, what he does both sides on the ball is really impressive. He's just a good football player, period.
Yeah, sure is. He's involved on both sides defensively at the linebacker position, making plays, and a part of the physicality on that side of the football. On offense, being a power back, and also there you see the big playability in the pass game.
Ball is marked out inside the 1-yard line for the 1st and goal coming up here for the Hawkeyes. Hawkins will come in as Hamilton will go to the flex bone. Behrens and Phillips are the wingbacks here. And this will be Petrulia pushing straight into the end zone, no doubt about it. Second time in this game using his legs, plus one more he had with the arm. And Hamilton able to stretch it. They wait at 23-7, and they've just about put this one away on senior night.
Yeah, big drive from the offense right there. Had yet to score in the second half, but able to put some nice plays together, work their way down the field, most of it coming on the damage from the screen pass, and Bronkhorst. Petrulia for the second time able to get in on the QB sneak from the 1.
Gabe Scrotenbohr will look to add the extra point with 7 minutes to go in the ball game. And he'll do just that as once again the senior stays perfect on extra points along with that field goal attempt in this one. 24-7, we're going to step aside, be right back here from Hamilton.
Those outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
So Graham Petrulia, third total touchdown in the game, has a couple sneaks in, plus the nice throw to O'Connor at the end of the first half, and the Hawkeyes stretch it to a 24-7 advantage, and a roller inside the 20-yard line will be taken here by Seagar, who's got a bit of speed over the 35-yard line, and that secondary pile eventually will bring him down at the end of all of it. So here comes Spring Lake's offense again, Chandler. It's been interesting. I mean, again, that storyline, Reed Grimmer out at receiver, Landon O'Donnell playing the quarterback position tonight, and, the offense has been mostly stymied. This is a terrific Hamilton defense, but for an offense that rolled so well a week ago, even in a loss, picking up 4 touchdowns and, about 300 yards or so against Forest Hills Eastern, been really impressive, the struggles that Spring Lake has had, and also impressive than the Hamilton defense conversely against that. They will begin from their own 36-yard line, and again, it will be Landon O'Donnell running the offense. And he'll drop to pass. Here comes the pressure. The junior will throw it to Grimmer, and there's the penalty marker because he was past the line of scrimmage when that one was thrown.
It looked like he was going to tuck that one and had some room to turn that one upfield if he elected to do that, but at the last second, saw Grimmer down the field and had him open, but at that point it was too late. He'd crossed the line of scrimmage.
6:47 in the game, so that would have been coming back regardless. Grimmer was open down the field if the throw had been on the mark, but it would have been all for naught regardless. 6:47 to go. Spring Lake team 1-5 on the year. They went 7-5 last year. A lot of the similar pieces with Grimmer and Trask and Carson Heim at center. Coming back, it's been a mystery, some of their struggles this year. And the struggles have most been on the defensive side of the ball in games, but certainly tonight it's been more offensively. This is a 2nd down and 15. It's a give to the charging Darrell Lawrence, who will push the pile all the way back to around where he started originally, and back around the 10-yard to go mark point.
Yeah, biggest run on the night for Lawrence right there, 5 yards for the most part. Has not had any room up the middle of the field to try to break anything. He's been a guy that can pop one at times in this offense, but the Hawkeyes have limited him. 5 yards as long as carry.
This will be 3rd and 8 from their own 38 for O'Donnell and the Lakers offense. Once again, working out of the flex bone for head coach Cody Mallory. And O'Donnell will drop to pass, and again, pressure in his face. Got the wobbler away. On to Smees, who's got the 1st down. Lowered the shoulder into Hudson Hulse to move the chains along the sideline. Smees has continuously been really the only source of second-half offense for the Lakers.
Had 63 rush yards on the scoring drive that they had. Right there, the Hawkeyes have been using the screen pass, and the Lakers use one right there. Dump it off, allow Smees to get upfield, get across the 50 in a big play.
Such a big inside of this offensive line for Spring Lake, too, has just been really stuffed. I mean, Jacob Trost, the sophomore, 300 pounds. Carson Heim, the senior center, he's 305. But the Hawkeyes have been winning at the point of contact. Pitch play, triple option, Gabe Trask, room to go. He's gone. Touchdown, Spring Lake. They bust free the triple option that time, get back within a couple scores.
Exactly what the Lakers needed to keep themselves in the game. A quick scoring drive. Starts off with a screen pass, gets a chunk, and then the triple option pitch to the outside. Trask, a lot of space on the outside to turn that one upfield. Quick strike from the Lakers.
It has been pretty amazing the way they have just not been able to get to that pitch, get to that 3rd element of the triple option where you're able to get such explosive plays against a crowded-in defense. Extra point is a high tumbler that'll sneak through that left upright. So Spring Lake back within a couple of scores, back within 10 right here with 5:54 remaining in the ball game. We'll stay with you here once again, as always, thanks to the Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency along with Centennial Securities for presenting Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Fast Moving Game Night. Also want to quick thank Barber Ford, Bruce's Blacktop, for their support on Michigan Sports Radio as well. High Tone Cleaners, Pinnacle Heating and Cooling, Royal Technologies, and Diamond Springs Custom Carts. A couple sponsors that mostly with our Hudsonville, Granville, Zeeland broadcast, but also want to give them a quick shout out here tonight as well. Fast Moving Game, haven't gotten through all of our reads, and we had a couple reads we didn't get through last week as well with a fast-moving T versus T game. So want to get them an extra read in a broadcast outside of their normal range where those games are going to be covered. So we thank all of those supporters with Michigan Sports Radio along with our presenters on MSR. So here we go. Logan Stray with the big onside kick. 5:44 remaining. That one had a really nice hop to it. Batted out of bounds smartly by one of the Hawkeyes. I think, was that actually Cy Behrens? If it was Behrens, that was the one that batted that one away. That was a really, really smart play by the senior right there.
Yeah, got the bounce that the Lakers were looking for, high up in the air, right over that second level, second line of Hawkeyes returners, and right floating in midair for the Lakers to try to grab, but Cy Behrens able to go up and knock that one out of bounds and get possession for the Hawkeyes.
5:44 remaining. Hamilton offense takes back over, and I think if Coach Copes had his way, they would take up 5:44 on this ensuing drive, leading 24-14. Gabe Trask has busted through, put Spring Lake back on the score sheet, and the Hawkeyes will work from the gun. They start at their own 46-yard line. Petrulia to Brooks Hawkins, who's able to shimmy into Spring Lake territory at the end of that run. Elusive run from the junior. Had a couple of touchdowns a week ago. Was also a threat last week in that win over Grand Rapids Christian in the pass game for Hawkins, along with what he does on the ground. 2nd and 4, and up to the Spring Lake 48 here.
Yeah, much like the Hawkeyes did on the previous drive where they did end up scoring, going to eat up the entire play clock before they get this one off. Try to force Spring Lake to use those 2 timeouts, if nothing else, before they give the ball back.
Ticking down to about 5 minutes to go. Petrulia will give to Hawkins again. Stutters for the first down and spins his way down to the 40-yard line. Ortiz on the stop along with Ty Peasley right there. 4:50 to go. And this is exactly what the Hawkeyes want to draw up right now to put this one away.
It takes a lot of pressure off, too, when you're getting 6 or 8 yards on those runs and not having to get in 3rd and 4th down situations where you're trying to convert when you're getting that many yards on 1st and 2nd down, eating some clock, keeping the ball on the ground.
Grant Petrulia, 3 total touchdowns, and this one will work from the gun. Phillips went in motion, and this once again is a charging Brooks Hawkins, who nearly has enough for the first down. He pulled Ortiz and company with him for about 8 on 1st down. Hawkins running really strong right now.
That's been the strength of the Spring Lake defense right there, those inside zone type runs. For the most part, it was tough sledding for the Hawkeyes there, but throughout the course of the game now, you can tell starting to wear a little bit, the offensive line opening up some more holes along in between the tackles for Hawkins to break through.
3:45 to go. 2nd and 2, 32-yard line, and Petrulia from the shotgun. The senior high snap able to settle, get it to Hawkins, who's got the first down. Again, not having to face a 3rd down makes you feel a lot more comfortable on a drive like this as well. We're inside 3.5 minutes to go. Spring Lake has a couple of timeouts, so I'll be curious when they decide it's time to start burning them in a 2-score game.
Yeah, I have to imagine if they can limit a short gain here on 1st down, likely going to have to think about taking them here, try to get your defense off the field.
Bronkhorst will spell Hawkins. What a great benefit for this Hamilton offense to have 2 guys that run the way they do, and they can just continuously rotate them, keep them both fresh, especially late in a game like this, like we just saw those last couple of runs out of Hawkins, up to the 29-yard line. Another high snap, and this will go outside to Bronkhorst. Penalty marker on the edge, and likely going to be coming back anyway as Bronkhorst gets nearly the 20-yard line. Kind of a broken play off that high snap from the beginning. Bronkhorst turned it into something, but it looks like he got some help from a hold on the outside.
On the left side of that line, right to where Bronkhorst was trying to run around. It does look like a hold once again. So going to back the Hawkeyes up 10 yards. Does give the Lakers a chance now. You know the Hamilton likely going to keep the ball on the ground regardless of the down and situation. Lakers have to be really aggressive right here, trying to shut down the run game. Then you can maybe try to start to use your timeouts and limit the amount of clock the Hawkeyes are able to eat.
2:55 to go. This will be a 1st down and 21 back to the 40-yard line. Hawkins will remain on the sideline as it will again be Bronkhorst working here in the backfield along with Petrulia. Petrulia just staring at the play clock in the end zone, letting it tick down before he'll give it on to Bronkhorst, who gets twisted down at the 40. He was unable to evade the diving grasp at the legs there from Michael Brandt, the senior defensive back on that stop.
Yeah, really nice open field tackle by Brandt in on the counter run. If he had not made that tackle, Bronkhorst would have had a big gain.
So with that, Spring Lake also will call a timeout. We'll stick with you through the timeout. Let's even welcome you inside the booth, Nate and CT. 24-14, and it's a mission about killing clock more than anything else right now from the Hawkeyes. You certainly can tell that, and they now face themselves with a 2nd down and 20. Still one more timeout, though, for Spring Lake. So in all likelihood, unless you get that 1st down, Spring Lake going to get the ball back, have a chance to try to do something quickly, but still a 2-score game, as the Hawkeyes have done a solid job on this drive of just killing clock with efficient chunking runs.
Yeah, I think so. They've been able to pick up a couple 1st downs to start this drive off. Got 5+ yard carries a couple different times to really keep themselves out of some stressful situations and having to convert further back in the field. Now they've put themselves in a pretty good position, even after the holding penalty. I think they're going to play it pretty conservative right here, just straight handoffs, force the Lakers to burn that timeout, and if they have to punt the football away with a minute or so remaining, they can do it.
2 minutes, 11 seconds. on the clock. Hawkeyes to the 39-yard line. They face a 2nd and 20 with a 2-score lead. Again, remember, all on the table. A win in Hamilton is, by pretty much all math, going to wind up being playoff bound this year. First time they've qualified for the playoffs since 2016. They made it in the COVID season of 2020, as everyone did. Here's Jaron Bronkhorst again, chewing up some yardage and a little bit more inside the 30-yard line. I mean, they're squirting out of a pile, and then there's finding another 8 at the end of the seemingly stop contact, and that's what the 200-pound senior back is doing right now, is Spring Lake is going to call their final timeout with 1:54 on the clock and a 3rd and 10 coming for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, along that sideline, Bronkhorst, I think, was mostly trying to make sure he stayed in bounds to keep the clock running, and the Spring Lake defense kind of gave up a little bit along that sideline. He found another 5 or so yards to keep going upfield, stayed in bounds, and forced the Lakers to burn that last time out.
Hamilton looking to go to 5-2 on the year. Again, West Catholic along with, which is potentially even a huge game, by the way, in kind of the OK White race, the way that this is wound up playing out for the Hawkeyes. But West Catholic next week, Zeeland East, who is really good. They've really impressed down the stretch the final week of the year. So a 5-2 potential record the Hawkeyes looking at right now would be a fall to 1-6 and winless in the conference for Spring Lake. Probably one of the more, I think probably the most surprising result maybe of any team in West Michigan. For as much as like Zeeland East has been a pleasant surprise how good they've been, I think this Spring Lake team has definitely kind of been on the other side a little bit for all the talent they have, for how well coached they are as well, and losing a lot of tight games as well has been a big part of it. 3rd and 10 here for the Hawkeyes with just under 2 minutes to go. Spring Lake is out of timeouts. It's another double reverse, and this one is on its way to Cy Behrens once again. He's just inside that 25-yard line. And that's the most effectively he's been shut down on one of those plays by far, and still got a pretty good chunk out of it. He was able to find 4.
Yeah, he's averaging right around 10 yards a carry before that. That one held to just 4, but now 4th and medium. The clock going to continue to run. Hawkeyes can have a lot of different options here. Likely just going to wait this one out, call a timeout of their own before electing to come up with a play call of their own.
By the way, speaking of a couple of big results that just came in, Forest Hills Eastern, 48 seconds to go, just took the lead on West Catholic. So just speaking of that, and by the way, 12-3, Northview still unbeaten. They beat Catholic Central at the Cat.
Wow.
That is a huge, huge storyline for sure. There is the final timeout from the Hawkeyes. So Coach Oshnock's team unbeaten out there at Northview. I think they have Holland Christian now next week where they can lock up that conference. Next week on game night, by the way, our plan is that we are going to be back to Granville coverage. I've been hearing from people. They've been saying, where are you? You haven't done a Granville game since week 2. That's, of course, where we're known for normally being. We know we've been doing Dog Pod, trying to do as much as we can in that Granville coverage. But next week, Granville West out, and then Granville Caledonia, the final week of the year, a couple of Granville games. By the way, last week of the year, stay tuned. I don't know what we're doing podcast-wise because we're doing 2 games.
Yes.
I don't think for the regular season, we've done 1 doubleheader, 2 nights in a row for the playoffs, but we've never otherwise for football. We're doing Thursday night West Catholic, who the Hawkeyes see next week, and Zeeland West. So that certainly will be an interesting final week of the year. And like I said, we'll see what our coverage ultimately winds up looking like for the rest of the week, because there's going to be a lot to prep that week, doing two games and 2 really big games as well. 4th down and 6, the Hawkeyes will go for right here. A first down can end the ball game, and Petrolia will throw for it. And it is caught along the sideline by Fredrickson, and that'll finish the ball game. Grimmer was in coverage. He can't believe it, and it looks like that it was A.J. Fredrickson hauling it in along the sideline. Tap on the toes, surviving the catch, and Hamilton, 1 minute and less to go, can run the clock out, and the Hawkeyes are about to be playoff bound.
Yeah, really big win from the Hawkeyes, and a big play right there to pick up that final first down. Tough throw from Petrolia, nice catch by Fredrickson. But a really impressive season thus far from the Hawkeyes, and likely headed to the playoffs from here.
Petrolia will let that clock run down. He takes a knee. He took that knee technically, I think, about 2 seconds too early, so he's going to have to do it one more time. We'll see if they just let both teams run to the sideline, as they oftentimes will do regardless. But this one is going to go final. An impressive statement from the Hamilton Hawkeyes. They go to 5-2 on the season. And for the first time in a few seasons, and for the first time qualifying without making it in 2020 under the COVID, the Hawkeyes are going to the playoffs. An impressive win in this one for sure, as they take down a team that they've certainly had their struggles with in the last few years. 24-14, Hamilton over Spring Lake. The Hawkeyes go to 5-2 on the year, and Hamilton is going to the postseason.
A really impressive win from the Hawkeyes. As you mentioned, a team that's given them some struggles. Lost the previous 3 matchups with them, all in conference play. Prevented them from getting to the playoffs likely last season with a loss in the final week of the season. Able to avenge that here tonight, get a win, hold on here in the second half, give themselves 5 wins. They do have 2 weeks remaining against some quality opponents in West Catholic and Zeeland East, but I think games that they feel like they can be competitive in as well. But no doubt big that they can secure this 5th win. Likely secures them a playoff spot.
What a huge statement, and the Hawkeyes are walking off on senior night victorious. Big win last week on homecoming, big win tonight, 24-14 on senior night. A lot to get to. We'll be right back with our MGN Shop post-game show.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For real buys and sells as is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going and going.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. 24-14, the Hawkeyes. CT roll on to 5-2 on this season. Fall to 1-6 for Spring Lake. Let's start out our MGN Shop post-game show by looking at a couple of stats here before we take a look back at some of the big highlights.
All right, for Spring Lake on the ground, Trask had 81 yards. Owen Smees had 63. Oliver Smees 9. O'Donnell had 10, and Lawrence was 16 through the air. O'Donnell 4 completions for 42 yards, 13 to Oliver Smees, 21 to Owen Smees, and 1 yard to Trask for the Hawkeyes. Through the air, 11 completions, 151 yards for Petrulia. He also had 6 carries for 5 yards and a couple touchdowns. Also on the ground, Hawkins 70 yards. Barons had 56. Bronkhorst had 51. The receiving stats. Phillips had 1 catch for 4 yards. O'Connor, 2 for 40. Fredrickson, 3 for 35. Aiding, 3 for 21. Hawkins had a catch for 5, and Bronkhorst had a catch for 46.
All right, let's start by taking a look at a couple of highlights from the second half. Hawkeyes led 17-0 at the break, but it was Owen Smees breaking through right away for the Lakers in the second half to put them on the board. He will charge and stay on his feet, and he's got a lot. All green grass in front to the 5, to the end zone. Hickok made the late attempt. Touchdown, Spring Lake. Owen Smees puts the Lakers on the board. Both teams kind of struggled back and forth trying to score the ball after that, but the Hawkeyes were able to find a little bit of offense. They would eventually punch it in as things first got set up with this really nice completion and rumble after to Jaron Bronkhorst. On his feet to the 30, Bronkhorst still rumbling 20, inside the 10, charging for the end zone, penalty marker down as he's out at about the 1. We'll see what that flag is, but what a run by Bronkhorst thereafter. That would set up Grant Petrolia to find his way into the end zone for the second time on a quarterback keeper. The final score of the game, though, came from Spring Lake as they were able to finally, they didn't get many chances to actually complete that triple option entirely. As they were able to do so here, they got Gabe Trask to the outside, and he was able to pull the Lakers within a couple of scores. 5, but the Hawkeyes have been winning at the point of contact. Pitch play, triple option, Gabe Trask, room to go, he's gone, touchdown, Spring Lake. They bust free the triple option that time, get back within a couple scores. So that would get you to your final, 24-14. A lot more to get to as we're going to hand out some awards and tell you what's coming up next week on MGN. When we come back, don't go anywhere. This is the MGN Shop postgame show.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Granville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you. Welcome back, everyone. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here from Hamilton. MGN Shop post-game show rolls on CT. And let's hand out some awards, I suppose, in this 24-14 Hawkeye win. Let's start the Carr Center head of the game. We're going to give out a couple Carr Center hits of the game, a couple of fumbles, and both were realistically forced by hits because there were a couple times on those two and other plays where the Hawkeyes were really able to rally to that triple option. The foundation of the Flexbone offense is the veer triple option play, and there were a few times that all three of the options were hit in the backfield twice. It turned into fumbles.
Yeah, they defended the triple option really well, especially in the first half, and got a couple turnovers off of it, got some pressure almost immediately in the face of the quarterback. Once he keeps it off the first read, then it becomes really difficult to try to either hold on to the football or try to pitch it out. The Hawkeyes able to force the football to hit the ground a couple times, jump on it, and really got their offense going because of it.
All right, on from there, we go on to our player of the game, presented by the Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency. Bennett Center Agency for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance needs. See what a center can do for you. You can reach Bennett at 616-980-4949. Grant Petrolia, 1 through the air, 2 on the ground, and really just the guy that was able to keep this offense in command. Of course, the timeshare of Bronkhorst and Hawkins were incredible motoring it along, and you could give it to either of them for their work on the defensive side of the ball, mixed in as well. But I think Petrolia, the 3 total touchdowns when they needed a drive finished off, every time it came down to him.
Yeah, really solid game from Petrulia, and able to capitalize off from being right on the goal line a couple times with the quarterback runs, but also did a nice job throwing the football all night, over 150 passing yards. Had a nice play that we'll talk about here in just a second that was a nice touchdown pass, and just you can tell it does a nice job orchestrating this offense and the multiple style that it is, going back to the flex bone, into the spread, and out of the gun, and that's a lot to keep track of. He was able to execute it well here tonight.
As Chandler alludes to, we go to our play of the game presented by Centennial Securities, who is focused on offering our clients the best investment products, services, and advice. They provide recommendations on customized investment solutions specifically designed and customized for you and your unique goals. Find out more at centennialscc.com. And it was the pass connection, Petrulia to O'Connor. That is our Centennial Securities play. Fresh set of downs right here for the Hawkeyes. Out of the timeout. Still one remaining. Jaron Bronkhorst back in. Scrotenborg fakes, pumps, looks to the end zone. Wide open, caught, touchdown Hamilton. Logan O'Connor. So that will do it from Hamilton here, CET. And again, obviously we are from this community, obviously both graduates, as we said, and I think a good chance. First off, first time we've been back here to do a game since we graduated years ago. I think we were talking before the game. I think 10 years ago was my first time calling football games in that fall of our junior year here. But this is obviously a community that, you know, they've had some sports success on the whole in other sports lately, but this football program has been a building element. This is a community that can go sports crazy when things obviously work out. I think this being a playoff now qualifying team, doing it with a senior experience group, I think a really special one, certainly for this community.
For sure. I think a community that's been kind of clamoring for something like this for a while now, and you kind of see it starting to build here. A senior experience group that's kind of putting everything together here, has had some impressive wins, playing some pretty good football as we saw here tonight, and has a couple more weeks to try to add to an impressive season, but looks like they're going to have a chance to go on a playoff run.
Well, this might be where we're originally from. We're going back home, quote-unquote, next week. We're going back to Bulldog Stadium. Have not been there in a while, as we'll have Granville as they take on West Ottawa. In that one, new podcast coming out first of the week as well, so make sure you keep your eye out for all of that. For Chandler Timmer, I am Nate Dreyer, signing off, and we will see you all next week. Again, pod's coming out Tuesday, Wednesday, next week. As always, couple good ones on Dog Pod, along with Behind the Call. And then, of course, we also will see you next Friday as Granville takes on West Ottawa on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. 24-14, Hamilton moves to 5-2 on the year. The Hawkeyes, big win over Spring Lake, and they are playoff bound.